You don't know the half of it. I got dreams of looking up, highs I can get, but nothing feels like how it feels to know these things I don't know yet. The weight of everything, and everything's just straight. Sometimes.
Salut miteinander! Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Mes madame et messieurs. Oder so. Je ne parle pas la français, and that's why we will talk English today, because my French is not that good. I mean, Crincy obviously has an amazing French, but he will practice his English skills today, and he will be our color caster today.
99, that's all I know. I just kidding. I know a bit more, but the other parts are insults and stuff. Either way, I had French in school for like 2 years, but not really much of that is remaining for now. So yeah, we stick to English. Let's put it like that. Either way, we have a very important game for now, and I always say this and always fall on my feet with it. It is Team Happy Feet this time, ironically, against Swiss Ghost. Both teams are 3-2, and this might be a close series this time actually. And it is an important one, as you will probably get to elaborate on right now.
Yes, so in theory, we have My Insanity playing right now. And if they lose, in theory, you know, because of the points and everything, the loser of today's series could not be in the top 4. And as we all know, the top 4 will advance. The top 4 will go to the basically to the half offline finals, right? If you think about it.
Yeah, kinda, right? Because it's like double elimination semifinals, and there's still like an option to be like in the lower bracket. But yeah, only top 4 teams will make it, and yeah, the loser of this game might actually not be able to qualify for playoffs, because currently we have the standings like this. There's Absolute Frost with 5-0. There are many teams with a 3-2 score. 2 of them are playing very soon, and which we will be covering. The Larry Bird gang are as well, but My Insanity is on 4-1, and most importantly, EG Swiss is 3-0, so they will need to catch up to the schedule, so to say, and are assumed to win more often than not. So if you lose today, the chances aren't looking too hot, as My Insanity, Absolute Force, EG Swiss, and the winner of today's game would then be ahead of you.
Exactly. Oh, I've just gotten asked if the cast is ready, and I can tell I'm always ready, and I think Crincy is ready as well. So I will write the good luck, have fun into the lobby. And Crincy, anything specific you expect of today's series? Like after you have seen the last few Alpine League matches that you have been part of, what are your expectations going into today's series with Team Happy Feet on the blue side and Swiss Ghosts on the red side?
My expectation is that Akani will accept my friend request on chess.com because he posted his profile. So, but on the series, I mean, we know Akani, right? He's a player that likes to play like Rengar Kha'Zix stuff, and I expect this to be banned. And as I say that, somebody did his homework, I gotta say, right?
Yeah, so that is not the Rengar. Oh, we will have the monster junglers banned away. Well, as you have learned, Crincy, I want to say Kha'Zix, Rek'Sai is a jungler, it's not a top laner anymore, you know, back to the roots. And was that maybe the foreshadowing for a Zyra jungle? Who knows? But yeah, a lot of comfort bans out, like for example, if this wasn't Alpine League, the Zoe ban would really confuse me. But of course, we have some amazing players with some amazing talent on specific champions, and you don't want to see that throughout the series, right? You want to ban that away like the Rengar. And now we are left with the choice of a beautiful first pick. I would see stuff like Karma, you know, in a competitive environment, but we are here to have the viewer as a winner, right? These games are for the viewers, and Karma would be pretty boring. So I think instead we will see something interesting.
I mean, as a viewer, I would have loved to see the Rengar and the Rek'Sai and the Renekton, right? The comfort champion that are the best the players can really provide to us. But I'm also fine with what we will see right now, which is a Xin Zhao first pick. just a standard jungler, right? He builds Thunder Sky, so he isn't that bad. Actually, does he build Thunder Sky? I really wonder, because there's a new item coming around, right?
Yeah, we
Titanic
have learned.
Hydra, Dusk Dawn. But, I mean, we both talked with Jit from Babos Gaming yesterday, right? And the way he worded it, I felt like you can go the new item build, but you don't have to. And there's many adaptations you can go, because Xin Zhao kind of scales with everything that you can really throw at him. He's kind of like Kale in that regard.
Well, there is the Karma that I've been talking about rather earlier than later, and Karma Ezreal, you know, it's not Caitlyn Karma, it's not the absolute king of Prio, but hey, you have Karma that is already a strong bot lane. I'm gonna be honest here, I feel like Xin can be matched if you're confident on it, sure, pick it early, but I won't say that, you know, if you pick Jarvan, if you pick Wukong, if you pick whatever, then it's totally fine, right? It's not like Xin Zhao is an insane power pick right now. He is certainly strong. And now I really, like, this is the skill check. Does Swiss Ghost play Mel? Probably not, because Orianna has been locked in.
I mean, Orianna is just as strong as Mel, I would say. Maybe even stronger, actually, because Mel is like more of a situational pick. It would be a great counter, of course, into the Ashe Seraphine lane, and Orianna,
Yes.
of course, also a very fine answer, right? Because you can just blind pick her into anything. She's still one of the trifecta of mid laners with Azir and Ryze, and that Azir was just now banned away. So not looking too hot for the Shurimans, right? Rek'Sai banned, Azir banned, and Renekton as well.
Yeah, everything is out of here. A lot of Shurimans banned indeed, you know, and I think Bard is also around somewhere there, you know, like the Mount Targon is in Shurima, right? So
Okay. Jarvan is not from Shurima, though. He's very Demacian, and he definitely likes to tell it to us, because he happens to scream that sometimes when he ults, not all the time. Sometimes it's just for the
Exactly.
king. Either way, does Swiss Ghost just ban the Ryze here is what I wonder, because Ryze is very strong, but the lane matchup against Orianna should be Orianna favored, so maybe they just let it go anyway and don't really care about the Ryze.
I see
I
a
would
Syndrome
maybe
in
still
here.
ban it anyway.
Oh, Gwen
Well,
ban. Well, fine.
I don't. They ban the Gwen, so they probably prepare something that's not good against Gwen. And it could be a Cassandra, it could be a Cyan, could be any other tank, basically.
Man, I will be so happy if we get a jungler in the interview. I want them to shout Demacia as loud as they can. Meanwhile,
Demacia.
it is Bromacia. Yes, it is Olaf. I haven't seen the Viking in ages, and I still feel like he's one of those champions that is... Well, what do I say now? He can snowball. He doesn't fall off as hard as he did, you know, some years ago. But still, playing against Ashe Seraphine, I really like that, and I hate it at the same time, right? He can walk through all the CC, but at the same time he has to walk through everything. And there is a very specific answer, you know, a really knowledgeable one. And at the same time, we'll now have to make sure to find a top laner, unless it is Xin Zhao top lane, you know, we also have talked about that with the wonderful Jit. But for now, it will probably... What?
I told Jit I will rewatch the series, and I haven't so far. And now I look kind of stupid, because Xin Zhao top lane was probably very fantastic. Either way, it will be Cassandra top lane anyway. And that's smart, because the Gwen counter was already taken away from the different team. So what I see now is the following thing. You could just go Olaf top lane here as an answer to Cassandra, and it should be a good matchup for the Olaf. And for the jungle, you can still just go any other pick, right? That is still left open. Wukong, for example, could work. Jace could also work, but Jace is also a fine top laner, especially into Cassandra. Jace definitely is very fine there, can also win that matchup. And I actually like the Olaf into Ashe Seraphine a lot, because he really doesn't care about the CC once he has Ragnarok, right, the ultimate. And the damage that Ashe Seraphine provides onto him while he walks toward them isn't that much to write home about. So he can absolutely destroy the Ashe once he is on top of her and can just hit one Undertow axe, and then, yeah, Ashe is basically just done for. Same for Vel'Koz, same for Seraphine, by the way. So, and he's also probably fine in the duel against Xin Zhao, so good luck, Akani.
Definitely. The thing is, like, I fully agree with everything you say. You love when I start a sentence like this, right? Again, I think it depends on who gets fed, though. Because if Olaf gets ahead, then, yeah, good night. That's a given. At the same time, if he falls behind, it could be a bit rough. I like that he is picked alongside a Jace an Orianna and a Karma, because all those champions have tools to speed him up, right? With the gate and the shield and, you know, everything. So that boosts him a little bit. But I think that's a lot of pressure onto this Olaf, because he kind of has to be the delivery system, right? Or do you think Jace will be mainly team fighting as well and will be the one delivering the Orianna shockwaves?
Respectfully, no. I don't think he will. Jace is still mainly a poke champion. I mean, he can go in with the melee hammer stance, right, and dish out damage, but usually he doesn't do that all that much, and it's basically just his finisher or something that he can do in lane to improve his mana sustain, be a tiny bit tankier and stuff like this. The Olaf will be the ball delivery carry. And one point to address something you said earlier, I also agree Olaf doesn't fall off that hard anymore, and especially top in Olaf would basically doesn't fall off ever, since he always is like high income, high resources and stuff. But this jungle Olaf,
Yes.
I think if Olaf has a good Olaf angle, then he just doesn't fall off in general. Because he can still do what Olaf does, right? And I think this is one of the comps where he is fine if he just goes even in the early game. Like, the Xin Zhao won't do more than the Olaf, I would argue. Xin Zhao also in a very fine angle here, right? He can block a lot of projectiles against himself with the S-Wheel, Orianna, Karma, Jace as well, right? Only the Olaf is really a big threat to him. But he certainly can be one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Olaf is really interesting. It's just because it's something I, or probably also we, have not seen in a while. You know, everything else, yeah, we also haven't really seen lane chase in a while. I saw him usually in the jungle. At the same time, we have a lot of interesting picks. Like, for example, Ezreal, Karma, Ashe, and Seraphine. Those are bot lanes we see a lot of times. You know, they are nothing too special. But then both teams have like some special picks, at least 3 in the entire game. Like Jace Olaf, as I just mentioned, and the Vel'Koz. You know, we gotta talk about the Voidborn here. Do you think he is in a good spot right now? And is he, you know, in a vacuum overall, but also in this game?
I think Vel'Koz is one of the most balanced champions ever, just for the reason that he exists since like 2014, and aside from the mini rework he got when many mages got reworked, he basically didn't get buffs or nerfs in both directions, right? So that's just the definition of balance, right? I think he's just a very niche champion that is just fitting for like one-trick ponies who happen to play it, but it's a kind of underestimated champion, I would say. It's definitely something you can play against the Orianna. Usually you don't play him because the stuff he wants to do is just what other champions do as good, if not better, without being so volatile, I gotta say. Orianna is ironically one of them, but the lane would be fine for the Vel'Koz. I mean, if he hit 1E, he can easily follow up with his W, and the W has 2 damage iterations, so it gives him 2 passive stacks, and that results in 3 passive stacks, which is 1 true damage iteration of him, and that definitely hits like a truck, especially against an Orianna. It will be hard to target something like an Ezreal, though, because he can reactively arcane shift the tectonic disruption.
Yeah, I personally really hope that Vel'Koz will have a good game, that he will, you know, not fall behind, get ganked too often. But against an Olaf, it shouldn't be too hard. He is on a short lane. Olaf usually likes to gank side lanes more, you know, because you have more chances to hit your undertow and chase down the opposing champion. So I think Vel'Koz will be fine, and then maybe in the late game, once he hits 3 items or something, you know, relative to all the other players, he could be a real menace, is what I'm saying. And I have wonderful news for you, by the way. It is Brolov indeed. So we do have a cosmic Demacian Xin Zhao in the jungle. It is not Cosmic Defender, that's a translation error. And we also have Brolov, so we have Bromacia against Demacia in the jungle, and I think that is the matchup that we have been waiting for, right?
Should
Obviously.
be Bromacia favorite, right? But on another note, Akani accepted my friend request on chess.com, so I can't really root against him. That would just be rude, right?
I love it. That would be very rude, yeah.
Yeah, he's also not bad at chess, actually. He has more chess.com elo than I do. I'm
So
not sure how much he plays, but looks good.
Well, is every jungler a good chess player, or is every chess player a good jungler?
No.
Yes.
I think the skill kind of transitions towards it, right? Because a jungle game is like a chess game in some sense, right? Just with Fog of War.
Exactly. Yeah, you always want chess with Fog of War.
No, you really don't. Imagine, like, you ask the enemy, did you move? And then he says, yes. And then the other, what did you move? And he's like, nah, not telling you.
Wow. I also want to do it in real life, you know, you just have to put your entire arm across your board. So-
Now you just need to have like 2 boards and the other one doesn't see it. And then you need like a third neutral person that just tells the respective player, yeah, your opponent moved. And if the move is
Perfect.
legal or not.
Perfect.
That is a thing, by the way. Fog of War chess. You can also play it online, but because like with a computer it's a bit easier.
Okay, so where are you in the game right now, minute-wise?
Oh, 145.
145. Anything specific happening? You know, I will just go forward slowly but surely. Because yeah, we will see some traded in bot lane. By the way, shame on Ezreal having streamer mode on, so we cannot really see the name. You know, shame on him.
Yeah, we will find out the name.
Yeah, but what can do? Level 2 on bot lane. You know, a lot of things happening. Are you live already?
Can turn off stream mode. Not yet, but I already got spoiled by the time that we will see 2 kills, and the first kill is a top lane gank against Caribou, and Akali got first blood.
Look at him spoiling us.
Sorry.
Look at him spoiling us. Oh my god,
I'm not
bot
spoiling
lane.
the other kill.
Bot lane is really close, and yeah, meanwhile top lane Caribou is in trouble here. Some flashes traded, you know, back and forth. Now I'm really wondering where the second one will happen, but it's probably just a counterplay, you know. Melar using the ghost there, wants to find the kill, will find the kill onto Mellow. And yeah, that just means nothing really happening at all, right? Because counterplay and normal play, you know, in the top lane. And now I'm live, you know. You cannot spoiler me anymore, Mr. Crincy. It is too late now, and you cannot spoil the chat anymore. Because we have officially arrived in this game. Number 1 of the last game, by the way, of the normal season. Don't forget that. No more Monday evening League of Legends action. We have been doing it for 1.5 months now. And this is the last one.
Now I'm sad. I didn't realize that before. Either way, the SV, by the way, is chasing Ghosts. The player for Swiss Ghost that actually plays a lot of jungle but is playing well in general. I remember him absolutely stomping in the first time we saw Swiss Ghosts on the broadcast. That looked very good from him as leads. And top lane, what can I say, right? Jace against Cassandra. The Jace being down a kill might actually hurt him a lot because it is a lane that he expects to win, and Cassandra, if he goes like even to slightly ahead on the level 6 mark when he has an ultimate, while the Jace never really has one because his R button is just for the transformation, he can maybe get all in and killed by the Cassandra.
You mean all out and killed, you know, not all in.
Both.
Both at the same time. Oh, and you have been
All
talking.
in and out.
Yo,
Sponsored
you,
stream, by the
you
way.
have been talking about aggressive Ezreals, and this one might just pay off. That was a really aggressive Arcane Shift, and the Mystic Shot will connect. Goodbye, Frigo. That is the first gray screen for you, my friend.
That's
Oh my god! What? Okay, yeah, this is so greedy.
I wonder if that's even worth. Because sure, the Ashe loses the wave, right, the XP, but she gets a shutdown kill through that. But it's also about sending a message, I gotta say, right? It just looks cool. And it's basically just chasing Ghost saying, I am better than you, deal with it. And I think for that alone, for the mental warfare, it should be worth.
Honestly, it just means you are closer than the Ashe to your full item. And how much stronger are you as Ezreal if both ADCs are on a full item? I think your Triforce spikes harder, but at the same time you also want your 2-item power spike. So yeah, I'm not too sure if it's worth it. But we will see and we will find out. Melor could be in trouble. Yes, he got the dragon, but he got disintegrated by Yanabolika. And at the same time, High Like the Sky will not even be thrown into the air by the free talent strike to be High Like the Sky. He will just die and fall into the grave. At the same time, top lane Caribou, you talked about it, all out, all in. Caribou trying to juke away, jumping onto the minions. Will proc the grasp stack once more. Could be worth something, you know. And Dieter Tipper could be in trouble here. Caribou.
Mana on the Jace, so
Yeah, no mana for both of them.
yeah, I wonder who that really favors here. I think in a melee brawl, maybe actually the Cassandra. But I wanted to talk about the Ashe, right? The Ashe has got another double kill from this
Oh my
Drake
God.
sequence, and now
Oh my
Caribbean is in
God.
trouble. There is no
Jana!
ult though, but it's enough.
Jana Bolika! I talked about it. I said the Vel'Koz should just be fine and should maybe even get ahead. And Jana Bolika is doing a wonderful job at just that. But Melar, he doesn't have it. He doesn't want to have it. He will connect the undertow. He will use the Ragnarök and he will not yet find the kill. He will not find the kill! What a tilter! 20 HP, by the way.
That must have been a mechanical discipline, because you can just run through the Vel'Koz and get at least that kill, and then maybe die to the turret or to the Cassandra. Getting 0 kills there is definitely a small disaster there. Also the Drake sequence, high like the sky, just kind of watching the Drake sequence happening, just dying for 0, not good as well.
Meanwhile, the counterplay in bot lane. But yeah, it will only burn Ezreal summoners. Go ahead.
That it will. But even before the double kill for the Ashe and Drake sequence, that's what I wanted to talk about initially. She got Berserker's Greaves, which is a very huge power spike for the Ashe actually. The movement speed and the attack speed is just such a huge difference for a champion that can permanently slow you with ranged auto attacks. So I'm really not sure if that Arcane Shift play into the turret to just kill the Ashe and give her the shutdown was worth it. Despite the Ezreal finishing Triforce sooner. Sure, the Triforce is a good power spike, but so is Berserker's Greaves and Components for the Ashe actually. So once they are both on like Triforce plus Boots or Kraken Slayer plus Boots or whatever the Ashe builds first, I think the Ashe is not that unhappy with it at all.
My chat confuses me. Melor has no flash. How can flash on enemy ADC?
Yeah, he can't, but he has Ghost, right? That should usually be enough to just close the gap anyway, because he gets movement speed from the Ghost and from the Ragnarok as well, and Ragnarok actually gives movement speed if you walk towards the enemy, and it should be a lot more than it otherwise would be. So, he definitely is a fast boy.
Indeed.
And it's not terrain building
Man.
that stops him. There's no terraforming happening.
This bot lane is so action-packed, and I guess it... I mean, we talked about the Karma being a priority machine at the same time. Olaf is always at the play, gets the objective, and then dies. And later your brother is also getting poked low, Caribbean jumping in there. He wants to find a kill. Beautiful shockwave! He is the delivery system after all. But the Detergent Zipper is also on a run. He's going all out and he will find the kill. Nice try to maybe get Jana Bolika, but it will not happen. And Jana Bolika on... Oh my lord! Yeah, I just wanted to say on 7 stacks, make it 2.
And he's not just I ate your brother, but also apparently I ate Jana Bolika, because that was definitely one small kill that he got there with the flash command attack from the Orianna. The bot lane is so action packed, I cannot keep talking.
I was grabbing a drink and Esmond just dies. Can you stop? No!
Ah, unfortunate events. There's just too much plays happening for the player playcaster that he just cannot drink at all.
I don't even get to drink a little bit. You know, now I could be drinking, but no, Argani wants to force another play, will get shoved away by Caribbean, but that means no more E for the Jordan Zipper. Caribbean, come on, maybe. Nope, he cannot get out of this one.
That he definitely can't. Arcani gets another one, using his extreme speed to close the gap over there, intimidate onto the Jace, and he doesn't have any physical damage anymore. Very unfortunate stuff for Caribbean. 0-4 now on the Jace, 0-3 is his Olaf. And the bot lane, that glimmer of hope they had, also just got 2v2 kills. So it's looking really rough for the Swiss Ghosts. Only really I ate your brother just now flourishing in this lane.
I mean, it's interesting, right? If we look at the storyline of this entire thing, Swiss Ghosts were by far the best team. They were seeded first after the calibration phase, and finally we have seen a lot of teams, you know, being in those potential top 4 spots. My Insanity being one, of course, but also Team Happy Feet just looking super solid. Like, honestly, if we look at this game so far, I might just say, hey, they are the more disciplined and the calmer team, right? And
absolutely.
Yeah.
And they also get this Drake. They lost the first one, but that was even one where they got a huge consolation prize for it, for the double kill for Melo. And now they evened out the Drake score. No Drake soul stack win condition early for the side of Swiss Ghosts either. And the game looks in absolute control for them. Only the Vel'Koz kind of falling behind a little bit, but Vel'Koz is kind of tricky. Vel'Koz used to be played as support a lot because he doesn't really scale off of items that well, and the passive just scales with levels mostly. It has a small AP scaling by now, but even if a Vel'Koz is behind, as long as he gets to proc the passive a lot, he should be fine.
Yeah, he has a lot of base damage, right? Curry B, come, you will get out of this one. Oh my god, Mr. Zipper will get him, never mind. Meanwhile, Ezreal trying to jump away from the Charmy, but Olaf is coming in. There he's coming in. Not also Arcani in the bush using his Intimidate and will not be enough. Olaf with the physical damage, just too strong.
Yeah, I mean, Olaf must have Mold Breaker, right? He doesn't really care about any passive that comes his way. And this is how you have to play Olaf, by the way. You just destroy the Ashe, then destroy the Seraphine, and then, yeah, the healing is all gone. There's nothing that really stops you from just also killing Arcani. He doesn't like to duel against the Olaf, even if he started off a little bit ahead. The Olaf just gets so much passive attack speed while being low HP. And that's an easy 3-4-0 sequence. Exactly what the Swiss Goats needed, because otherwise top lane was still falling apart. And now the 0-3 Olaf is suddenly a 2-3 Olaf, and he looks absolutely fine again.
I just wanted to say, wasn't this Olaf 0-3? You know, like a few minutes ago? And then suddenly, I mean, Zin was there to match the play. That's something that I always say, but I will repeat myself, because always keep it in mind. If, like for example in the early game, if one jungler gets a kill on top lane and then the other one gets a kill on bot lane, sure, you know, it's a trade, right? It's okay. But Arcani was there and died himself, and that's just a disaster.
And that's why I keep saying Olaf doesn't fall off that hard. If an Olaf angle is there, it will just be there all the game. And he has like
definitely.
5 enemy champions on the enemy team that don't really threaten him that much, right? Probably the Cassandra might just be his biggest threat, and even the Cassandra, he will eventually lose a kill pusher to him. And that's why I think this game Olaf is a brilliant pickup for the side of Mela and Swiss Ghosts.
Like, in my mind, there should be a point where, you know, everybody should have enough damage. And with everybody, I mean Ashe and Vel'Koz, basically, because, you know, Olaf just ignores all other champions. But that's far away, right? I will say
I'm
at
not
a
even
certain...
sure if that's even a thing.
I think, in a vacuum, a full Vel'Koz laser will kill the Olaf, but at the same time, talking about the laser, forcing the flash, and now Arcani's here, Wind becomes Lightning, will not connect, but it doesn't even matter. You know, I think in a vacuum, if Vel'Koz ults, the good thing is he deals a ton of damage. The bad thing is he just stands there, and, you know, Olaf can just run at him and extend the Ragnarök, so... It's a tough one.
He can also run like in a bow shape, so he doesn't get hit by the full laser. And this is also just talking about the vacuum, right?
No! Oh, it is so close! Mellow with the flash, and now, yeah, we see the top lane interaction. But hey, it was Diabolica with the pants down, because no ult up, way too far ahead, and goodbye. Mr. Vel'Koz, remember when we were on 7 Darksteel stacks? Yeah, I remember. Good times.
Yeah, good times. Now the times are long gone. Either way, mid lane T1 turret still falling. It was still an overall positive play for the side of Happy Feet, that they actually got a turret as a result of this cross map, while the other one just got a constellation kill. And they also got 1 kill prior, right? It was chasing ghosts, chasing his actual ghost for this time, for the 3rd time this game. And now this mid turret being gone might make Drake contesting a bit harder for the side of Swiss Ghost. They aren't far behind though. It's only 500 gold separating these two teams. And as long as the Jays can somehow manage to be relevant in this game, I think Swiss Ghosts still have a good spot here.
I think it is a head-to-head race, as we like to say in German. Even though that is an English word as well, right? Head-to-head. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. English +1. But, yeah, I will stand with my point. The Ezreal is not on 2 items like the Ashe, but I wonder how far away we are, because, I mean, in gold he's quote-unquote only 600 gold behind, you know, that shouldn't be that bad, and everybody else is on kind of even item counts, right? Sure, for example, DK Sonte is ahead, but he doesn't have the second full item yet, so I think everything is still possible in that game, but yeah, there is a certain bias, and of course it's all up to the... That was a beautiful arcane shift over the Ashe arrow, by the way. Holy cow!
And also just the melee shockwave coming out to kill the Ashe. Melo now being down as the Drake spawns. Is in very unfortunate timing for the sides of Team Happy Feet. More sad feet in this regard. As the Drake gets pulled out. And it will be done by Miller. Akani is not even in the vicinity of it. So this Drake will surely fall down. I just wonder how this Jace will manage. Because the Jace is 0-6. But as long as the Jace gets like an item or two, he can still hit squishies really hard, as we see right here. But he's still not with the duel.
Yeah, goodbye, good night, sweet prince. That is the typical Vel'Koz play the pattern that I see a lot. You know, people try to all in him, and then at one point they have to run away. You know, because Vel'Koz is threatening, and then the laser starts lasering. And what do you mean, by the way? What do you mean? How can he survive on 20 HP again?
He's just very good at math. That's what Vel'Koz players need to be. Like, usually it's the engineers that play the champion. And maybe Anabolica is kind of coded like that. It's kind of, we'll recognize me because I am an engineer. As we see Melo facing off against Chasing Ghost. But I think in an isolated spot, it should be favored for Chasing Ghost. At the S, we can just outplay all the skill shots from the Ashe.
Yeah, talking about outplaying skill shots, you cannot outplay the Viking at this point. CC immunity, and there's no turret, and that is something that Olaf loves. He can just run the Zipper down. He will do just that, and I mean, running him down is one thing, but having the support of two members, yeah, nice trying to get Orianna, but yeah, just no. Meanwhile, there's the counterplay. Now, look at the prediction from the Wind Becomes Lightning. No, okay, just flashing onto Ezreal. That is, could be a dangerous one. No, Melo is fine. All good, all good.
Yeah, another calculation definitely done. As they will take some Chasing Ghosts and also cast the Herald up top to really crush this top lane T1 turret. To get more value out of it and even finish the turret as it's on one plating alone. Melo almost died there, had to use the barrier, otherwise that's the dead Ashe right there. The Herald charge kind of wasted, but it's still nice to have it on a potential second wave, right?
Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Okay, at the same time, is it still even? By the way?
Yes. 400 gold at 18, 19 minutes is whatever. 2 Drakes to 1, kinda close. 2 Grubs to 1 the other way. Well, I think it's a very close game. And this is not a common sight in the Alpine League. I just gotta mention it again. We usually have absolute ruffle stomps. And this time, we apparently don't.
Even Roffelcopter stomps, you know, they go like...
Yes. Maybe we get a Jax in game 2. Or game 3, because we might actually get a third game this time.
Could be possible, yeah. But honestly, I always feel like playing so late, you really don't want... I mean, that's not even just from a personal point of view. I feel like a lot of players, but personally me included, but a lot of players, you know, if you have to start a new game at 10 o'clock, then yeah, things like that will happen. Where you just get caught and you're not focused and you will just die. And I ate your brother just ate 2 champions.
Yeah, that's what happened just there. That was not a good chess move by Akani. I mean, I saw his profile. That was looking very good. But now currently on Summoner Swift. Not the best positioning from him. As we see Anabolica finding Caribou again. Caribou is 0-7. I mean, you gotta pull yourself up at some point. Your team is carrying you and you're trying to root it.
I haven't realized that Caribou is 0-7 at this point. I thought like, yeah, he died here or there, but yeah, he died a lot.
Like being 0-7, right? He's still a Jace, that's almost 2 items.
Anabolica, wie gewonnen, so zu runnen, as we like to say, yeah. And can Zipper get out? It looks like it, yeah.
He's Cassandra. He's on Jackshow, he's on Zeek Convergence, he's kinda tanky. He gets out, but does the Baron get out? Because the Baron is kinda stationary, you know? And there's a lot of Baron damage with the Olaf being there. And even the 0-7 Jace could still deal a truckload of damage to the Baron.
Remember when Poppy could shove Baron around and stuff like that? Well, not anymore, but hey, it can be used to bait the opposing team. Olaf trying to run in there. Will run out of the Ragnarök, and that means it's a top on Arcani. Uses it to find a re-engage, but he's not too sure if he really wants to go in there. Now, meanwhile, Zipper also in the back line trying to dive Mellow. Super low, but still needs to dish out some damage and will use that. Teamfight could still be going. I'm not sure. Ezreal finding a kill. Good stuff. But at the same time, I think that should be it, right? No more kills, please. You know, both teams are licking their wounds. And so far, you know, it's fine. You know, we can calm down again. Oh, good.
Yeah, and I can respect Caribou for that, because I mean, I'm a top lane main as well, and you are 0-7 already. Might as well go in for the 8th death and just deal as much damage as you can, so Chasing Ghost can finish off the Cassandra later. That was definitely something that worked in his favor. And I just gotta say, as soon as this Muramana gets finished by him, that's a huge power spike for the Jace still. Like, he's 0-8, he's a lot of gold behind against the Cassandra, but the team overall is slightly ahead even, and even if they would be, like, on even grounds, I would still prefer to be Swiss Ghosts here. Because the Jace
Okay,
is too
do you
relevant.
still prefer to sweep this? We also, because Esri will go down, the dragon will be taken by Vel'Koz, and Arcani will find a beautiful engage teleport coming in here, and everything is going according to plan. If I have ever seen a caster curse, it has been this one here.
No, definitely not the best move by Swiss Ghost for sure. I mean, the S-Will just isn't allowed to die first, especially with Flash Up. There's definitely a huge war crime that happened right there. And that's the 4-0 cleanup by the side of Happy Feet. And they should also get this Baron here after they also got the Drake. They just gotta get everything from this.
Oh man, what did we just witness? All Caribou can do at this point is, you know, at least get a bit of bot lane farm and maybe get a plate or two, but hey, with the faster recall, even that is risky. And Quincy, this is such a banger game. This is just a back and forth, you know, look at Frigo also going back and forth, just showing us what this game is about. We are saying, hey, yeah, we would like to be Swiss Ghosts at this point. Boom, 4 kills.
And I still wouldn't call off Swiss Ghosts, right? I mean, they are just now down Baron, down a couple thousand gold, like 2,000 or 3,000. I think if they can sustain the Baron enough to just only drop like tier 1, tier 2 turrets, I think they are still fine in this game, because it was just a very much misexecuted fight by them, and if they just get their stuff together and do a proper fight next time after the Baron expires, I think they should still be in a position where they can do something this game. It is like not an 80-20 for the side of Team Happy Feet, it's more like a 60-40.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Ezreal not in trouble again, and that shows us how slippery this champion is. And I think especially Ezreal has a lot of playmaking potential, and I Hate Your Brother has shown us some really good ults. Will we find one again? Nope, because he is in a 1v1 against Yanabolika. Meanwhile, the fight is raging on in the mid lane. And we will get out, and I think it is not really too pricey to get out here. Yes, you will lose mid lane turret. Probably, unless do we really want to contest this without Ezreal? I'm not too sure. Melo still has the Ash arrow up. It's just waiting for a good moment to use it, but no, we will have to fall back a little bit and give up turret.
Yeah, that turret was just inevitable to fall down, especially with this very rare Chasing Ghost L that he missed his 2-shot barrage completely in this fight. Otherwise, it would have been maybe a different story. And also we saw Mela almost killing Akani, but then having to back off or choosing to back off because maybe he could have went for more. There was a Stairbox on the Olaf, but it was a close call for sure. Definitely still playing on the edge here, as there will be another turret siege by the side of Team Happy Feet. They will try to get this bot lane inner turret, and I think they will succeed in this.
Yeah, definitely. Against Nashor, there's not too much you should be doing because it is really risky. At the same time, you have Caribou farming back up, honestly, you know. Caribou could be kind of close to getting a third item. Oh my god, that is so risky. That is so risky. Do we really want that? Mellor says no, runs away. Ezreal slowly poking away at it though. Mellor jumping in there. He has the rock. Beautiful shockwave, but it's not enough to teleport from 2 members here, each coming in. And this is a Vel'Koz teleport, flash, and ult use, and not much gained.
Yeah, the damage was kind of lacking there, because I actually like the move from them. Just going Olaf ult in with the shockwave combination, but it was just not enough damage for some reason.
Oh, it didn't hit!
Didn't hit. And there's still a Jace. He's 0-8, but he's on Muramana Eclipse now. He actually, if he hits empowered shock blasts on multiple members, this should still hurt.
Definitely. I also feel like I have to zoom out further, by the way, because I can never see what Vel'Koz ult is doing in this integration rate because it's so
Just
far
show
away.
full Summoner Swift. Might as well go.
Yeah. Okay, guys. At this point, we will just show full Summoner's Rift. Now this is pod racing, right? Yeah. No, I will go back.
Right there.
Yeah. This is what.
That doesn't look too beautiful.
Yeah, it really doesn't. No, that should be fine. Should be fine like this.
At least I think they fixed the bug where like dead turrets sometimes just disappear with the texture. Then you could just have a hole in the map and look what's down there.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. By the way, do you know where Baron is like before 20 minutes? Or maybe that also got changed with the animation where he is like going through the river and stuff. But before that, Baron was just literally under the pit, and you could see him there. If you like go in spectator mode and just zoom down sometimes, would you see the Baron there? I think that's gone now.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, my favorite part of the Rift was when we could see the cancelled champions in the bottom right. Now all we can see is Ilk. Look at him, he's so cool. Mr. Ilk. Nothing happening with the teams here, right? Nothing I should have to show. Right?
I mean,
nothing
it's a
happening
Dragon
here.
River skirmish.
Yeah, nothing happening here. Okay, the Seraphine ult to start it off. Carry V getting out of there. Ezreal dealing
It was
a good...
not a good Seraphine ult.
Yeah, Ezreal finding some chick damage. But yeah, that was... I mean, let's be honest here, that was a horrible Seraphine ult. You either want to use it through a choke point and bonus points if you hit your own melee champions to extend it, and kind of neither thing happened there. I mean, you did get the cooldown from High Like the Sky, and now at the same time I love the angle that we take because yes, Swiss Ghost cannot contest it, and now suddenly it is a 4.5k gold lead. It is free against 2 dragons, so yeah, I start to kinda like the position from Team Happy Feet. Did I curse it? Did I?
Maybe you did, because I mean, it's still a winnable game for Swiss Ghost. I mean, they're not favored anymore, that's for sure. Still, 4,000 gold down at 28 minutes is at least a little bit of relevant.
Oh, the arrow.
Here the Ash arrow hits.
Hold up. The arrow hits. Arcani wants to go in using Intimidate again. Beautiful shockwave to get out there, but Arcani has a flash and is not afraid to use it. Now Olaf has to use Ragnarok to get out of there. And at the same time, Caribou is cosplaying your Yorick, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
Goodbye, Milord.
Mila?
Was nice.
And just as Baron spawned, that's such an unfortunate timing. Second Baron will go to Team Happy Feet, and this will be a very hard game now, because this Baron will not translate to the Infernal Soul, but still be very strong in the remaining time to prepare for the Infernal Soul skirmish, if there happens to be one, because this Baron will probably be enough to break the base.
Yeah, definitely. This is a tough one. A tough loss, as we like to say in German. And I'm really not happy with what Caribou is doing here, honestly. I think he really has to start grouping with the team. Like, sure, I get it, you are behind and you kind of want to get on your third item as well, but it's too late at a certain point, right?
Kinda yes, but I also kinda understand him, because Jace has a very strong 1v0 push with the auto attack into W into triple auto attack. And he's 0-8, but he would still force like a reaction out of Team Happy Feet. And that's something that other 0-8 champions probably wouldn't do. So in that sense I kinda get it, but also his damage is maybe just needed in those skirmish situations. And it just isn't there, because the Seraphine can just heal up everything that Chasing Ghosts pulls off.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so sad because the game was so competitive at a certain point, but well, all good things have to end, right? And this one probably ends in a win for our blue side, for Team Happy Feet. But, you know, the Nexus explodes once it's over, and it's not really over any earlier. Will the Nexus explode soon, though? High Like the Sky had to flash there. Okay, this is an Ash Arrow. This is a beautiful encore, and High Like the Sky will also be in trouble. Olaf trying to go in there, but he just drops down like a fly. Ezreal, beautiful Mystic shot. At the same time, Arcani showing us why he deserves a triple kill with that first pick, Xin Zhao. And unless Ezreal really wants to have a miracle, I don't see it anymore.
I don't see the miracle either. It's just too much healing from the Seraphine. The Mystic shots alone just can't kill so many members. The Truth of Barrage in theory can, but it will not be the case. And this will just be Team Happy Feet ending the first game happy here. After a not so clean mid game, but they don't care about it, right?
Unless he gets one?
No.
Nice try though. Really nice try.
Yeah.
Really nice try. We gotta give it to him. But,
yes,
guys, before we go out of the screen, because else I will forget it, I will add a point to Team Happy Feet because they deserved it. They won their first game. And that means we might have a series on our hand, or Team Happy Feet will secure the top 4 spot and will secure to go into the next round after playoffs. Of course, both teams really want this. Both teams really want to be safe and maybe even get a better seed. But hey, it's all up in the stars right now, and this might have been a Aurelian Soul spoiler. We will find out in the next game, right?
Yeah, we'll find out in the next game. 1-0 for Team Happy Feet, but it was the closest individual game we probably had in the Alpine League on broadcast so far. So
Yeah.
we might get our hopes up to have an actual close series this time, which might end in 3 games.
Is a possibility, of course. I also feel like, we have talked with Marv about this, like, playing under the week, after work and stuff like that. I really feel like Melar seemed a bit tired and like not focused in this game. Like at some points in the game, he had a phenomenal performance, but then at some others, he just got caught, right? And this cannot happen, of course, so we will go into a short break. The fly is back, it's baiting me, I have to get rid of it. I never kill flies, I put them outside for the birds to eat, by the way. It's really important.
Oh.
So I will go fly hunting. That means I will go moving a little bit, that's healthy and stuff. But hey, we will be back in 5 minutes for the next game. Don't you go anywhere. See you. Hello everybody, we are back! Crincy's smiling, I am smiling. We are all happy to see the next game and the potential last game of the Alpine League regular split that we are watching on the channel. The top 4 teams will advance, and whoever wins this one, Team Happy Feet or Swiss Ghosts, will be certified top 4. Princey, help me, I forgot the right word there. My English is terrible. Help!
I mean, certified works, so confirmed maybe is also a good one.
That's
Either
a way better
confirmed
word.
4th place or better. It also just sounds strong, but I like confirmed. I even use it in German sometimes instead of like bestätigt, because it just sounds, it sounds like even more official, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Either way,
Oh,
we are
yeah.
already halfway through the draft, and we see the Jarvan for Akani coming out, and also Jin LeBlanc. Very high risk draft, I would almost say, because I mean they like to stream Demacia on the side of Akani this time, and hopefully he protects his turrets better on the Rift than he did in this last bullet chess game that I've just spectated. Regardless of that, let's see what
Oh, no.
Swiss Ghost will pull off, because they went with Lucian Beetle this time, and chasing Ghost was almost 1v9ing in game 1, and if Lucian empowered with Meteor, it should be possible to maybe do it this time.
Is Lucian and Melio one of the strongest bot lanes right now?
Thanks for asking. Yes, they are. Next to like Ash Seraphine, like Jin Karma, Ezreal Karma, all the busts, maybe Corki Nami. I think Lucian Beetle should probably just be the next up in the line, right? It should be like top 5 bot lanes in competitive right now. And Jin plus whatever they are picking probably isn't, because Karma is no longer available. They might just go like Jin Lux or something, but this looks like a Galio that's not going top lane. So it will just be Jin with Galio support, and I'm interested to see how this really works out. Because Galio into Mido doesn't sound that great to me. It sounds like you just walk up to him and you're playing mid against ranged, and as soon as he hits 6, he can even cleanse your important CC tool. Shouldn't be that great, but maybe I'm getting already baited as a caster here.
What is happening in chat, by the way? At the same time, chat completely exploding with memes and but we have a submarine combo, by the way. We have a Galio plus Jarvan, but at what cost?
Maybe I was actually, as I said before, getting baited, and it's actually LeBlanc support for Frigo here. And Galio as the pivot answer to Lissandro, as Lissandro was supposed to counter the LeBlanc, which is something that's very risky, by the way, because LeBlanc still like wins the first 3 levels quite hard, and only after level 6 really the Lissandro starts to do her thing that makes LeBlanc hard to play. So it is actually Galio mid and LeBlanc support, and that is a very high damage bot lane for sure. And Medio can cleanse away a lot of CC, right? But he cannot cleanse damage. So LeBlanc support, while being an off-meta pick, I think could go quite hard here.
Well, you just said Melio Lucian top 5 competitive bot lanes. We will see if that stands the test of time, or if Jin LeBlanc is an actual top 5 bot lane. That's a bot lane I haven't seen in a while, but hey. Yeah, Def is the best CC, thank you, Kenru. That is so true, actually. Def is the best
one
CC,
CC
of
that the
course.
Medio cannot cleanse. And
Also,
on another note though,
yeah,
not a good top lane matchup for the side of Happy Feet. Like, absolutely destroys Atox. It's not even funny. Like, he should at least. I mean, we have seen Caribbean game 1, not his best performance ever, I gotta say. And now he gets another ranged into midi top laner. Maybe this time it works out better. But maybe Akali knows this, and he will maybe focus to just kill the Minina early on, so the Atox gets a little head start.
how much do you like Lissandra Vi? Because sometimes, I feel like even though on paper this shouldn't be true, sometimes when I actually play that combo, I feel like I am missing some damage somehow, you know, with the follow-up. And like you can certainly CC somebody for like 2 hours, at least it feels like that. But yeah, you can one-shot Jin for sure. You can also one-shot LeBlanc, so I really like Lissandra into LeBlanc, you know, because when LeBlanc jumps in, you can literally just hover your mouse over her, press R, and when she decides to jump in, she will instantly get ulted, you know, we call this buffering. And then, you know, if you hit one of those two, then yeah, they are just dead. But at the same time, you're playing against Galio mid lane, so how easy will it actually be to gank that guy?
not easy at all. I think Galio is actually the hardest target to really burst down with the Violisandra combination. Actually, I think Jarvan and Aatrox could also die in one combo, but Galio certainly can't, so that's definitely the hardest part. Maybe if you chunk him out prior and then gank him, it could work, but let's wait and see if that's possible for I Ate Your Brother, because Galio naturally just goes very heavily into magic resistance. I mean, he even scales his damage off of it, if I remember correctly, or damage reduction at least.
Yes.
From the Shield of Durand, so he definitely has an incentive to build this stuff, and he's just the anti-mage himself, right? A lot of Petricide on his arms, and he's not easy to burst down, at least by the Lissandra. The Vi actually, with the Lucian and the Gnar together, they can for sure kill the Galio, but they will also take their time with it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the time, back then in like Season 1, Season 2, when just Ramos was an auto-include against every full armor team. Because if you built armor, every full AD team, because if you build armor, then you would deal more damage yourself, because Ramos is damage scales with armor. And Galio is the opposite with AP, right? I remember, back then his E was this weird wind tunnel, and good times. There was the weird ass looking Galio. But I also remember if you were against 5 APs, no matter what role you were, no matter what was going on, you just picked Galio. You built full magic resistance, and then you dealt a ton of damage, and you were immune yourself. You even built this blue armor. What was it called, Crincy?
The blue armor.
The blue armor that gave you a ton of health regen and magic resistance. Man,
Force
I'm
of
getting
Nature,
old.
the old one?
Was it Force of Nature?
I think the old one was a blue armor item. Oh, I mean, it looked thematically like armor, but it was magic resistance, of course.
Yeah, of course. So,
But I
hey,
think
we
was
did
Force
it.
of Nature, yes.
We defeated the delay, and of course now.
You talk about the old Galio, right? The pre-rework one.
Yes.
Or was it still the new one?
No, pre-rework.
And I actually checked Galio's damage actually scales of magic resistance, but it's only the passive, the Colossal Smash. The Shield of Durand, minimum damage, just scales with AP.
No, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah,
I either know it or look it up in 1 minute. That's my shtick, so to say.
we will.
And I'm in game.
Yeah, I'm not yet, but wait, now I am. So I will just spulen vor.
Yeah, spool for a lot.
I will.
So will I.
What do you mean a
You
lot?
didn't miss any kill.
No, don't. No spoilers, please.
Okay, we either get a kill or we don't.
Perfect. Okay, what is happening on bot lane already? This is just the shtick of the bot lane, right? We use all our sums before the wave even arrives for some weird reason. Oh,
We also had it
man.
yesterday with Babos Gaming in Prime League, right? It's just maybe the new stuff that you just have
It's
to
the new
fight
meta.
before you see minions.
Yeah, it's
And
just...
also the Blanc's weapon kind of is a shtick.
It is a shtick indeed. Man! Oh, guys, we are in game number 2, and you see the white square on top on your screen. It is because Team Happy Feet has secured the first win, and that means this could be the potential last game of the regular season now. Once again, I will mention it because we are in game, and on bot lane, we will see a flash forward. We will see Mello tanking another auto attack, and nobody will die. Thank you.
Chasing Ghost also knows one direction, right? He's kind of like Marv from Babos Gaming, right? Or Kanavi from 100 Life, the jungler. Never clicking backwards, always going in. I think against LeBlanc support is kind of risky because he just deals a lot of damage for support champions, but this time it was apparently fine. He had to use his barrier and his flash in the longer sequence. Melo is only down his barrier, but he had to reset for it, so it might just be worth.
Wow, that is an interesting take, but you could be super right there actually. Now I remember casting.
I'm not certain as well.
I remember casting with Chop Cop, and I remember him raging about Infernal Chains on Aatrox, and he said it's the most useless spell ever because it never pulls back, like only does it like once or twice a game, and then it doesn't matter. Do you agree on that one?
Well, actually interesting take, because I think he's kind of right, but also not, because while the pullback rarely happens, the threat of the pullback is very strong. So it's kind of like TP on Yorick, right? You probably won't use it, but you can. They are the enemy, yeah? Huh? Whatever use it, huh? Whatever use it. And then you get into their head, right? And you still force a reaction of the enemy because of having the potential to do it, even if you don't end up doing it.
I think
So I think it's not useless.
You force the if the okay, hold up. Of course we will have more action in bot lane, and of course it will be a first blood for Mellow. Enjoy that one. Good job. Demacia has been called and has answered the call. Now yeah, back to the Aatrox thing though. I think it's really interesting because it forces the opposing top laner to walk in a predictable pattern. And I think with Gnar being squishy in his base form, you know, if you force him to walk in a straight line, you might have an easy time hitting your Qs. So that could be something.
Exactly. And you also, in that instance we saw earlier, he had to use the hop to get out, right? I mean, if he has to use that one, he probably wants to use it in a different way otherwise. So the pullback definitely has its value just as a threat alone. And the bot lane we saw, actually Akali just reading Chasing Ghost very well, because he knows he only clicks forward, he didn't respect the lane gank from the brush. And that was one dead Lucian right there. Screen turns grey for him. And on top we see the Gnar Aatrox matchup. Not looking too hot for the Aatrox, right? He can just get kited over and over again. And you usually want to gank the Aatrox once so he can actually play the game. So far this hasn't happened, but maybe Detergent Zipper is just somebody who's very confident that he can maybe pull through anyway.
Get it pull through because Infernal Chain pulls you back in, but anyway, that was a lot of burst damage. The World Ender also used, now flashing forward on the top lane. He doesn't need no jungler, or well, maybe he does because Caribou is going mega. Oh, beautiful EQ there, not really hitting anyone though. Arcani still has
nice
flash
sidestep.
up. Lucian trying to maybe want a bit too much. He will get a kill though, he will die himself. And now there's teleport coming into bot lane. It is I ate your brother, and who will he be eating today? Jumping forward, the Galio will come in though with the heroic entrance. Mellow, God, doesn't get out here. And Mellar, he wants some more, but he will not get anything more. Frigo had to flash away. And on top lane, Mr. Zipper is just waiting for his chance.
And I think Yanabolik is probably very unhappy with that sequence, because he used his ult and his flash to get absolutely nothing, while he could have just pushed out mid, because that was a 1v0 lane, as Lissandra roamed down to the bot lane with the teleport on her own. He kept his teleport at least, that's good for him, but he's definitely struggling in the CS department right now, and you usually want to get at least one takedown with the first Galio ultimate. It's a bit like Pantheon or Nocturne, right, where you want this stuff to succeed so you get the cooldown lower, assuming he goes Ultimate Hunter, which I think he might have, maybe not. It's a Guardian after all. No, he doesn't have Ultimate Hunter actually, but regardless of that, you still want to use the ultimate to get at least one takedown or prevent one takedown. And in this instance, they still
oh my god, Lucian! Is he out of position or is he a mastermind? He will survive for now. I see flashes, I see cooldowns, but I also see Lucian still alive. Arcani flashing out of there. Frigo in trouble. The clone will explode and so will he. I ate your brother. Will hit back. Quincy, this game is once again so close.
And it looked kinda illegal to me that the Lucian actually survived this sequence, because he was very low the whole time basically, and just uses his relentless pursuit to get closer to the enemies to really just deal the damage and just kill the threat that was Akali in this sequence. Akali goes down, the Drake does as well, and the second kill towards Swiss Ghosts, who have a very strong start this game overall, despite Akali netting first blood for Melo in the bot lane earlier. Now it's 4 for 2 in kills for Swiss Ghosts and also the first Drake.
I just see the Ezreal once again, you know? Ezreal last game really liked to arcane shift in. And Lucian, you know, it's the same pattern. You hover your mouse into the enemy team direction and then you press E, you know? It's it's basically the same champion and play pattern at this point.
Yeah, the only difference is like the cast time is different, and it's not a dash but a blink on the side of Ezreal. So it definitely is pretty close to being the same thing, yes.
Yeah,
I think that Team Battlefield is in trouble here. Top lane matchup, just objectively not good. Also down like a wave or two on the side of the Aatrox, who even went ignited, which I just noticed. And the World Ender power spike was not enough to get the solo kill.
On bot lane though, Mellow, can he get a kill? Lucian level 6, the full body massage, but now the curtain call should not really do too much there, but maybe Frigo can find something, and he will force the flash from High Like the Sky, and that means High Like the Sky will survive. But at what cost? You just sold your ADC. Yeah,
that was a betrayal for sure. He kind of did the Carney just as a support, not body blocking the Jin 4th shot for your AD carry in the ult and just making him die. Unnecessary death.
Yeah, talking about unnecessary deaths, Miller wanted an objective and, well, the blue team did not agree. Another kill and hopefully a grub for Team Happy Feet. I don't think they want a third game, Quincy.
Yeah, Team Happy Feet heard Quincy talking shit, right? I was saying that they were not in a good spot and instantly, like, bot lane 2v2 kill, Mela overextending on the Void Corps, instantly punished by the side of Team Happy Feet, and now they are basically back to even. They are back to even in the gold department.
Yep.
They're still down the Drake, but I think that's fine for them. The lanes, both solo lanes, objectively not working well for them.
Oh,
Carry
this is
is
important.
mega.
Oh,
Carry
Caribbean
just dies there. Still has flash and hop, and he's mega. But if he just doesn't see it, oh no, he doesn't have hop anymore. That's a dead now.
Yeah, he needs a miracle to get out of this one. Darkin Blade will connect, and Mr. Zipper needs one more auto attack to finish the Yordle up there, the ancient Yordle from the ice. DJ Ötzi will die.
Yeah, unfortunate death. Didn't sniff the gang out at all. But even with this kill, it's still back to even gold. Or still staying even gold. So that's kind of worrying for me still for Happy Feet, as it's just the lanes overall not going well for them. IHO Bot are doing a brilliant job in the Lissandra Galio matchup, which was specifically drafted to counter the Lissandra again. Like, they opted into LeBlanc mid first for sure, and then chose against it after they saw the Lissandra. And the Galio so far not really finding a home.
Oh, finding a home. Why are you talking out of my soul nowadays?
Now I want to eat food as well. If Siosa's getting food and you are speaking about getting food, and I'm hungry now.
Well, you have been working for Hangry Night, so it makes sense, right?
Actually, it does, yeah. It's been a while though. It was when they were in Division 3. I think it was with you, right? You ordered the casters when I was producing.
Yes. No, I was
Yeah.
production,
was-
actually. No, I was actually
Your
production.
debut cast, I think, for Streamcast Network was on Kaufland Hangry Nights.
I think so, yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the... No, wait, my real debut was in the... What was it called?
FPL?
FPL, exactly. Oh, Mello getting a Rückenmassage, but he will find his friends, and Lucian will not connect the W there. High like the sky. Guys, Team Happy Feet, they want this win.
I mean, can't blame them. They want to secure top 4 right here, right now, to lock the playoff spot and put Team Swiss Ghosts in a very precarious situation where they are definitely down towards them and My Insanity, potentially EG Swiss, and also Team... was it Arctic Force? I always say Arctic Force, but they aren't called Arctic Force. It's Absolute Force, right?
Yes.
Absolute
They
Force, yeah,
evolved.
that's their name. The Force just got a little bit more absolute, right? It's very cold in
Exactly.
Switzerland.
Well, I wish it was, but sure,
It's not?
let's go with that.
We have like 9 degrees in Germany here.
No, we have the same, more or less. I am so ready for something to happen on top lane, but nothing will happen, sadly.
Classic
Wait,
top
is
lane
it?
moment, I gotta say.
Chat says
We might have a
it's-
Drake to talk about.
Nah, as long as there are no snow drakes, I don't want to talk about them, because this is a mountain drake, you know, not quite the same as a snow drake, and trying to steal it will not happen though. There is the heroic entrance, and it will also not do too much because we are already chasing teleport coming in there. Mellow dropping super low, and Frigo trying to trick the enemy team, but it will not work. And yeah, good stuff, you teleported in detergent zipper, but it was to no avail.
That's what I love about Alpine League. Like, it was looking so good for Team Happy Feet, and now randomly out of nowhere 0-5 fight and lost the Drake as well. Brilliant thing for sure. As it was Mela winning the Smite fight, the first takedown coming in with Lissandra, Lissandra's passive coming in, the Frozen Falls doing their job in zoning enemy carries, and also if they don't respect the zoning, just taking damage, taking another slow, and then it just kind of appears to be Team Happy Feet falling over like domino pieces, right? Because that Lissandra is technically a reset champion in this situation.
Okay, bot lane, another fight. Is this the comeback? Maybe Lucian could be in trouble, but doesn't seem like it. He's really good at not dying, chasing ghosts, doing another miracle. Highlight the sky, dropping low, flashing away, and the snipe onto chasing ghosts. It is a double kill for Mellow. And I think Melor could get away. It is a close one, but yes, Melor will get away with a sliver of health.
And at least I got Akali as a consolation prize, but still a very nice curtain call shot by Melo there. Getting 2 kills on towards the bot lane of Swiss Ghost. Caribbean in the top lane. Was struggling a little bit against the Atox here, because he had 1 recall without the teleport being able to be used. Which means he's only even in CS right now, as Melo takes another bot lane plate. So, despite the 0-5 fight and the Drake being gone, they are still not out of it yet, right? Only 2,000 gold separating the teams and the Drakes, and it's far from over.
Wait, I actually have to check if Vi has AP scalings, because if she does, I think a certain item would be good. I think on her E, yes.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, Carrie B getting out of there, but now there's the counterplay, and the flash could be wasted, but Arcani is here, and Zipper will heal back up using the W, getting the pullback, but it will not really matter too much. And still, it is full item against only components in top lane, and we still didn't pull the trigger in the 2v2. That is quite interesting.
Yeah, no kill falling down, so I get to talk about random useless stuff like the Vi AP scalings. And it is Relentless Force, the E, having actually a 100% AP conversion ratio, which is quite a decent, because the AD ratio is only slightly higher.
Wait.
But
I think there's only max
AP
HP.
Works differently. Because
yeah,
for
max
like
HP, 80,
400 gold
80,
you get 20 AP, and for 400 gold you get a little bit more than 10 AD. Economy is sometimes not that fair.
Yeah, Dusk and Dawn second, Vi incoming?
Probably not. I mean, we already see Thunder Sky and another Phage, so it'll probably just be the Cleaver. No Chempunk Chainsword finish as well for her, I would assume. Maybe that will be the last. She probably just sits on the Executioner's Calling to have like some anti-healing. But why is it anti-healing? It's probably just against the Aatrox, right? The others don't really heal that much.
Does make sense.
A Jarvan with Conqueror would, but it's not a Conqueror Jarvan at all.
I mean, it's Thunder Sky's Jarvan, so, you know.
Oh wait, never mind. It actually is a Conqueror Jarvan. I was speaking nonsense.
Man, I
Not
just...
that the Conqueror healing matters much, but still. Nice to reduce the little healing that there is. Doesn't hurt.
I mean, hey, Galio has healing with the Doran Shield. Right.
This is healing is regeneration, right?
It should be healing.
It works differently. Do you cut that down actually with anti-heal?
Maybe. I don't know.
You probably do. Yeah, whatever.
Chat, tell me. Chat is smart. Chat has the power of Google. Chat will tell me. Meanwhile, mid lane, flash burned from Mellow. And yeah, this Lucian is scary. Really scary.
Definitely. And the Jin less so, because he went the Young Skulls with Rapid Fire Cannon build, which is very good in utility department, right? A lot more movement speed with the active, very comfortable to build, and the extra range can also help him. But it's just not an Infinity Edge and not a Lord Dominic's either, so in that department, in the war damage department, the Jin might get to struggle. On another note, there's no filtering on the enemy team, so it might just be fine.
Okay, Lissandra jumping in there, and will we find a good team fight here for the blue team? They really need it, but at the same time, Swiss Ghosts, they are looking to find something. Miller will go down. It's a shutdown for Zipper. That is important. It is an Aatrox, and he will find it somehow. Team Happy Feet are doing it somehow, but can they keep the pressure on? Yes, they will find the kill, but now Caribbean jumping in there. He is mega, and Lucian also still alive, and Lucian has been a carry all game long. Chasing Ghosts is strong enough to get it done. And he will get the triple kill.
And that fight looked so cooked for Swiss Ghost, but
and he's on 20 HP, by the way. Sorry. What is this?
Chasing go. I don't know. But they still can't get the Drake, which is actually huge, because I mean, maybe they get it anyway now with Mela respawning, but not getting it for now definitely hurts them. But the fight looked so bad because the Sandra died before getting the passive off one single time. If she gets that done, it's definitely something that's more durable for them. But they didn't even need that because Lucian was just beasting in this fight. Chasing Ghost definitely chasing Happy Feet members in this fight. And now he's on 7 kills already and definitely a threat. I mean, Lucian with media empowerment, I said before, right? One of the strongest competitive bot lanes we have right now.
Ah, yeah, you said though, and the Lucian Meteor really does look stronger than the Jhin LeBlanc, you know. I'm a bit sad because Jhin LeBlanc is really spicy, but yeah, sadly it's also not one of the top 5 bot lanes. And Mellow, is he melting or will Lucian die? Well, neither is true. Caribou throwing the Ice Rock into there, and now it's 3 dragons against 0.
Yeah, 3 against 0. And also, we mentioned the scaling earlier, but LeBlanc support not really a good late game champion if she doesn't get ahead early. And this game, yeah, he got some kills, he got some assists, but does he want to be in this game state? I'm not too sure, as Caribou doesn't want to be in this map state either, or maybe he does.
The World Ender getting used here. I like this guy there to support the team though, and also to teleport from the Lissandra will coming, so yeah. Even though Detergent Zipper did survive for quite a while, of course, if you don't get a kill, it is not enough.
Yeah, that's not enough. We see Galio having some free time in the top lane, but not for long. Yes.
What?
He goes in the mid lane. He just forces the LeBlanc to dash out. That's such a boss move by him. And in the bot lane, yeah, it was just Detergent Zipper trying to get the kill, but he was ultimately TP'd on and free-manned, and that's just too many for the world-ending Aatrox. It only ended his own world in that sequence of play.
Baron Nashor will say hello on the Rift. Oh, angry Nashor. Look at it. Beautiful spawn animation. And Fog of War will instantly delete him from our vision again. Because if the teams cannot see him, neither should we. But that is an objective up for the taking. And honestly, if we just wait 3 minutes for the soul, I don't know if that is good for us if we are talking about... Why is... Arcani just missed everything.
And he used the Rift Herald on panic mode. I think that was a panic use of it. Maybe it was expiring anyway, then I don't want to say anything.
Does it still expire?
Yes. Rift Herald still expires. Aren't you a jungle main? You should know this. Like
Well,
if a random like AD carry player doesn't know that, I would be like, okay, you never use it, right? You're a
you
jungler,
know...
you should know.
Oh
Bye-bye,
my
Frigo.
god. Yeah,
Do we
but
get the
even...
10 death Frigo that the chat promised me?
But even then... Like, you just gave 50 gold to the enemy team with the Herald. So...
Let's wait and see.
Well,
They also just start Baron in the faces of Happy Feet. This sounds dangerous, but maybe it works.
I mean, they are 1 player ahead and they have the choke control here.
Akali's
Nashor
around
going
though.
down,
Jarvan
they
is
are trying to
mobile.
go in. Really good taunt, but is it enough? Detergent Zipper still has... Oh, he was entrance, really good, but is it good enough? Gary B will go down, that is a reset, and we still have Mellow and Zipper up. And now Frigo also joining back in, and yeah, he will just die like it's nothing, because yeah. I even wanted to say, hey, you know, Crincy, you said okay, hold up. Can we find something here? Lucian is so scary.
No Infinity Edge though.
Yeah, Mellow, he just doesn't have the damage. Or does he? There's the shutdown. And there is a really motivated Zipper. He doesn't have ult up though. He doesn't really have too many tools, but he has enough tools to get a kill here. And only High Like the Sky will survive this one. And that is a 1k Goldspritze, as we like to call it in German. For our Aatrox, this could be huge.
It definitely could. And also Melo maybe finishing the Infinity Edge before the potential soul fight. It was just very well played by the whole top side and Melo by the side of Happy Feet. And Frigo was also there. I mean, he just walked in, used the distortion combo and then just died. But his team had his back, right? He was just a distraction, so to say. And definitely well played. Also a bit over-aggressive by the side of chasing Ghost. Chasing in towards Melo when Detergent Zipper was also close. The Jhin didn't have enough damage to kill him without the Infinity Edge. But the Jhin still had enough utility and base damage to bring him down low, so the Aatrox could just flash onto him and just get the Standard Sky Crit, the passive auto attack, and just destroy the Lucian, and get a World Ender reset and just carry the fight. So that worked very well for the side of Team Happy Feet. But is it enough, is what I'm wondering. The Jhin is now power spiked, but still not a good spot overall.
What is happening there? Frigo trying to find something, and yeah, Arcani find a beautiful Cataclysm there, but, you know, no team to follow up. So, meanwhile on top lane, Detergent Zipper really wants to show us that he deserves this 1k gold spritze, but...
Megana?
This is a tough one. Caribbean going mega and finding the beautiful spacing there by Caribbean.
Yeah, and that's why you don't want to play Aatrox into Gnar. He just orb walks you like you are a jungle camp or something, and the Aatrox has to play it perfectly, maybe even use the flash to really get a good sweet spot or an important passive auto attack, and he just can't do it if he doesn't have the flash. And Caribbean just outplayed him there, and played it all in, that Turtle Zipper couldn't really handle. That will result in the Infernal Soul for the side of Swiss Ghost, and they're looking closer and closer to the point that we actually have a Game 3 series this time.
Yeah, look at Yoser talking crap in chat, trash talking Keen, just like that.
No, here's the
Can't
thing.
believe it.
That's why I'm coping. I'm a Gen G fan. I saw Keen play that matchup into Sivu from D plus Kia, and Keen he's just a way better player than Sivu. But Sivu absolutely smurfed that game and solo won this game as a Gnar against Aatrox because Keen couldn't do anything.
Yep.
I would do that as a Gnar. Yeah, I would too, Sivu. So don't worry.
Okay.
I'm
Mid lane, something is happening, but I don't think we have enough damage here for our blue side. Lucian just hitting off with the Rückenmassage, hitting too much stuff here. Getting 3 kills already, double kill for Lucian, for chasing Ghost, double kill for Melor, and the triple after all. Yeah, I think this game is eaten, as we like to say in German. Man, it looked so good in the early game at some certain spots, but the comp and the plays were just not it. And guys, that means we have a series on our end. It will be 1-1. It will be Swiss Ghost taking this game away and making sure we will have a final game today for the last series in the normal season. I mean, we really want some extra content, right?
That we do, and it's definitely fitting for these two teams as they are very close together in the standings and fighting for everything as Swiss Ghost close off the second game and bring us to game 2.
Demacia!
But they didn't have the Demacian champion, right? Except from Lucian.
Yeah, but the finisher, you know? Look at it, beautiful.
Yeah, the finisher is Demacian, but it's kind of ironic that it happens against Jarvans, what I was getting at. But then I realized Lucian is also from Demacia. He doesn't really look like it, maybe, but he still is Demacian.
Maybe somebody check Arcani PayPal, because you know, Demacia finishing screen. He played Demacia. Something might be a little off there. Well, guys, we will jump into game number 3 after a short break. And it's all for nothing. It goes. It's about the sausage, as we like to say in German.
Now it's about the sausage for sure, and
Now it's
the
really-
Mass is not wet, right? Die Messe ist nicht gelesen.
I've never heard it.
Die Messe ist gelesen? You didn't hear that one?
I have never heard that in my life.
Maybe that's just Germany exclusive, not German overall, because in Switzerland apparently that's not a thing. Maybe the Swiss just isn't as religiously influenced, which would be weird because literally the flag is a cross, right?
Well, that makes sense. Anyways, let's hop into a short break, and after that break, we will be back with the final game. Now, no way around it. I don't have Silver Scrapes because it's not 2-2, you know. It's only 1-1, you know. But for now, short break and then final game. Be right back. See ya. We are back with game number 3 with a 1-1 score. It will be Swiss Ghosts on the blue side and it will be Team Happy Feet on the red side. Crincy, take it away.
Oh, we are into game 3. The players cannot wait, so they didn't wait for us with draft this time again. Which I just gotta say, that's kind of rude, but I understand it on like a mental level, right? You just want to start as soon as possible. That's what they do. And yeah, Compo Champions band away. We have swapped sides. Swiss Ghosts now on the blue side, Happy Feet on the red side for a decider of game 3 who will guaranteed make playoffs. The other team can still struggle for the playoff spots, but it will be very unlikely as the competition is very rough. And we see a Skarner first pick formula. Skarner first pick seems kind of dangerous to me, I just gotta say, because you can still counter the champion to some extent, right?
Is this just jungle Skarner or is there some spice to it? That's the question. At the same time, in a game 3 scenario, maybe there are some... What answers are there to Skarner? And do you even want to answer Skarner? Because, okay, what is Skarner? He's basically just a walking, slowing Scorpion. He's basically just a CC bot that permanently CCs you a little bit and sometimes a bit harder. But honestly, I like Team Happy Feet's picks way more there. I have to say.
That's what they want you to think, I gotta say, because Skarner deals a surprisingly huge amount of damage despite building tank.
No.
Definitely is
No,
something
I refuse.
that you need to consider.
I refuse.
You refuse to see the reality, but
No.
maybe Akali doesn't, so let's wait and see how this will play out. I think actually Akali's pick is very strong against this, because Shyvana, while being possible to play top lane, I think it's the jungle Shyvana for now, can just probably outpace the Skarner in the jungle and just power farm, get maybe the Drake stacks even, and that seems very strong for sure. As we see the Kai'Sa Rell as an answer to the Bard. Rell, of course, into Bard seems decent because you can just hard engage very, very hard, and the Bard doesn't like to play into that. He cannot temper trade quick enough. And there's the Vayne pickup for the side of Happy Feet's AD carry, which is, of course, Melo. And Vayne to Kai'Sa, I'm not too sure if that's even good, but Vayne in general, you don't really pick it for the lane, right? It's just a pick to say, I want to 1v9 this game.
Yeah, you don't pick it for the lane, you pick it for the Vayne itself. Wait, I didn't really want... Yeah, but you know what I mean. Rep God and stuff. But, I mean, against Rell and against the Skarner, of course, it can be good. Especially, I mean, Vayne against Skarner especially is decent or very good because once Skarner runs out of the wall, well, you just condemn him right back into it. In theory, if it is only Skarner trying to flank you, if there are more friends, you know, and the Avengers assemble, then, yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, so... We want to ban away some more flankers and overall dangerous champions towards Vayne. That means the Ambessa and the Syndra will not be available in this game, and for the side of Swiss Ghosts, they banned away the Varus and the Gwen. I ask myself if they think it could be Vayne top lane in that case.
I think they want to ban the Varus because they fear Varus top lane and just want to pick like a safe tank maybe for Caribou or something that really struggles to play against the Varus top regardless of that. Maybe the Ambessa for Caribou because that's its most played champion. The Ambessa could be good to lock down the Vayne once she's already locked down. So you have like the nerfed public execution, which is still strong. If it's like a follow-up ultimate on towards CC from maybe the Skarner, maybe the Well. So there's definitely something to watch out for as there's a Talia lock-in for the side of Happy Feet, and there's a way we rarely see, and the Gangplank. Oh, that's so spicy. Gangplank apparently is very strong right now due to the changes of the items, with like the Omnivamp boots coming in, and also Deathfire Touch could be a possibility for him.
Look, personally, I think Vayne is one of those champions. We went through it, over it 1,000 times, right? Vayne is one of those champions that will be behind the entire game if she doesn't get a kill at level 1, 2 or a level 6 power spike. Then she gets a random triple kill, and then suddenly she takes over the game. But Gangplank is the same champion. He will also maybe, you know, get a lead level 1, level 2. He will bully the Sion non-stop. He will farm extra gold, and then suddenly out of nowhere, he will just be super giga broken. So This is basically a chorochondrum, a paradoxon. This basically, if we load into this champ select, the entire world will implode and there will be a dark hole because this cannot exist in the same game.
Maybe I'm tripping, but I think Side is not a good pick into Gangplank. I mean, you definitely don't pick it for the lane, because the Side can never really kill the Gangplank unless he's like 1000 LPs higher than him and just hits every E perfectly, gets a max charge Q, which you can of course remove Scurvy with the W, but you still take the damage for it. And then you can maybe all in and kill the Gangplank, but I think at some point the Gangplank just is too tanky for the Side even to kill in one rotation, and he just, yeah, as you said before, right, out farms him, and even when he goes even in farm, he gets bonus gold at the Silver Serpents and gets so strong. Also, Gangplank in general good against Vayne, I would say, because Vayne struggles against this AoE area control that Gangplank provides together with Ray. And Kai'Sa also, since her release, kind of has been the better Vayne in most cases. So I think this is a very hard game for Beto to play.
Yeah, definitely.
And for Melar as well, the name is similar, the struggle is the same. Skarner, yeah, just an old bot this game maybe. The Shyvana will definitely outpace him.
I mean, the good thing is, wait, your E, are you considered in a dash in Skarnery? I think you are, and I think you cannot walk through the Talia landmines, and I think that's going to be a problem. But I'm not 100%
I
sure.
think you can do that, take the extra damage, and then don't care anyway, because you are Protoplasm Harness Skarner and just facing the damage and don't care anyway.
But you get
won't
stunned,
die from
no?
it. You don't get stunned from the thing itself. You only get shoved maybe by the seismic shove if the Talia is very clutch. But
Wait,
the Skarner is also very fast.
Am I
You
stupid?
just take extra damage.
Don't you get stunned if you dash into Talia E?
Talia E.
Landmines.
You mean the Unraveled Earth, right?
The landmines, as we all say,
Oh yeah, you're actually right. You get knocked over a stone. Is it actual CC though? Yeah, you get stunned. So you are right, but now I will also look up if Skarner works like that against Talia. Because if Skarner's Ishtal's impact, that's his E, counts as a dash or not is very important. He charges forward. He becomes ghosted, he gets low immunity.
But he doesn't get stun immunity.
He doesn't get stun immunity, that's true. That's why I'm wondering. But does it even count as a dash in the first place, is what I'm wondering.
I think it does, yeah.
It could just be a movement speed buff that also makes you go through terrain. If it's just that, then it's not a dash in the classical sense.
We'll probably find out in this game. And if we don't find out, then it certainly works that way, because Skarner decided to never E into the minefield.
And he's not unstoppable, that's the point, yeah.
So, one important thing though, I think Bard was banned a few times. Now he's picked. What does that mean for our game? Because I think Bard could be the X factor that we actually need here.
It could be, like he could be very clutch with the Tempered Fate and just maybe use the ultimate to deny a huge Gangplank barrel or a whole well engage if he's very quick on his feet. But I think that doesn't really matter as much, because the well usually targets the Bard alongside the rest of the team. Or if they are spreading well, he can still just target the Bard itself and just probably kill him together with the team and just be a good engage initiator for the killer instinct of the Kai'Sa, and then she just kinda did her job anyway, while the Bard struggles to find any relevance in the game. So it's not an easy Bard game, but I think a very good Bard can still do a lot of work here.
Yeah, definitely have to agree. I think Bard just has so much potential, but also has a lot of potential to, well, screw up your own team, right? With a bad portal, with a bad Tempered Fate, you can deal more damage than harm, if you know what I mean, to your own team.
More harm than good.
Yeah,
that's what they say in English.
I mean, that's like damage is better than Schaden, basically.
I mean, more harm than good is an actual saying, so that works.
Yeah, but I try to twist it in a funny way. So yeah, I'm also in game. What do you mean?
Okay, that's nice. And I already am at live, and what I can say is, if there was a kill or not, but I can say that. That doesn't mean I will say it, because I'm not a spoiler. A person that spoils.
Guys, In that sense, we have a 1-1 score. We have Swiss Ghosts on one side fighting against Team Happy Feet Wombo Combo on the other side. It is the final clash in the regular season between those two titans. I think they are pretty much guaranteed to be both in the semi-finals, in the playoffs basically. And they both have a chance to go to the juicy offline event. But hey, it's still about standing, and it's about pride. And it's about breeding rights.
It definitely is. And I'm really looking forward to see this top lane matchup. If it actually is as one-sided as I'm imagining it to be, you would think the side is probably the strongest in the first 3 levels because of the base damage a tank really has and the overall priority. A Sign can force with his AoE damage he has on all his spells. But yeah, it's Deathfire Touch Gangplank. He will definitely scale very well into the game.
I mean, do you like the new Deathfire Touch in general? You know, the inclusion of that new rune?
I haven't played League of Legends since it got reintroduced.
Wow.
I think
Caster, by the
it
way.
is... yeah, Kaiser. I'm here to watch games and talk funny stuff over it. I'm not there to actually play it myself.
I see.
That would be a very bad idea. Maybe I will play one game after the stream. Let's see. Either way, Deathfire Touch, what are we talking about? It's very oppressive on something like Smolder and maybe also Gangplank, let's wait and see. In general, I like Gangplank a lot because he's a pirate, right? And pirates are cool. And he has a very high skill explosion. I also like that in top laners.
Yarhor Fiddle DD? Wait, why don't you play it yourself then?
I actually have a lot of Gangplank games. You maybe don't really know that because I'm mostly a Yorick player, but if it's banned, I actually like to play Gangplank.
Okay, Melor in the river already trying to look for something and will find Arcani's flash. That did not go as expected because now Arcani will be behind 1 minion.
That he will, but I don't think he will be behind for long because the clear speed of Short is just that insane. But yeah, he just extreme speeds out and will be fine for the near future at least. As Frigo, maybe not.
Yeah, Frigo could be in trouble, but it is a board if there is one slippery chance. Never mind, I was talking crap. Frigo exploded like my hopes and dreams for Team Happy Feet in the early game.
Yeah. And Caribou has been a Gangplank one-trick pony, is what Sioda tells me in chat. And now I remember it from like the Prime League days with Swiss Ghost. That was a thing, yeah. So he definitely knows the ins and outs of the champion. Still though, the first 3 levels are not really the most comfortable as we see here. Cyan being up a full wave, but as I said before, right, tanks are surprisingly strong early game. So he definitely still needs to respect that as a scaling pick that the Gangplank is.
And I think without Grasp you are even more scaling, right? Because again, I know you love infinite scaling, but you know, that rune will just be more damage through the entire game. But I think especially in the mid and late game, you know, it will just apply on your ultimate, you know, so it has more damage potential. And more damage potential in the mid and late game is, to me, a more dangerous Gangplank. Yes, he will be missing a little bit of HP, but, you know, he also deals more damage, and I think that's worth it.
Yeah, there we see the Trial by Fire and Deathfire Touch. There's so much burn damage already in these level 5, right? Also, Deathfire Touch would apply on his ultimate, right? With like the Death's Daughter. It's near instant, right? It's so much damage. He doesn't die. I think his Flash for Flash is okay for him.
Oh, he loves that, actually.
I mean, if Sniper has enough mana, he can maybe just ult into Gangplank's face and kill him. But I think that's unlikely now, as now Gangplank also has his ultimate.
Wait, does Gangplank Q burn?
With Deathfire Touch, yes, but it doesn't apply the passive. The passive is only the melee auto attacks.
Yeah, but does it? Because I think it just didn't, or maybe I'm blind. But it's coded as an auto attack, right?
You're right, actually. How does the new Deathfire Touch work? I would need to know this one. Color caster, by the way.
Yeah, I just hovered over it if you deal damage with abilities, but the coding from Gangplank Q is an auto attack, right?
It is, but is it only an auto attack? That's what I wonder, because maybe it's both.
Well, it certainly works with your... No, it just worked with the Q. Well, but it was also the ultimate, so... We will probably never know. Oh, thank you, Sioser. It counts as both.
Sioser just knows.
Sioser has us.
Yeah, he does. He might be washed, but he still does in situations like this, and that's what I appreciate about him. Either way, Skarner sneaked away the first dragon, and that's important, because Akani at the Shyvana really wants those Drake stacks for the scale mail, new Shyvana passive, where she gets a lot tankier for every Drake she takes. She had this passive before, but it had a different name, and I, of course, want to flex with ability names.
The thing is, when Shyvana got reworked, I basically hit all angry Shyvana players saying that the new passive is basically worth nothing. They said it's basically a cloth armor after 10 minutes or 20 minutes or something.
That's what the haters would say, but you're maybe not wrong, despite being a hater.
I'm not wrong despite being a hater, actually, it makes a lot of sense. I really want to see the Q. Yeah, it does apply it. I see.
Yeah, we see the blue burn coming out. Also, blue flames are hotter than red flames. Did you know that? You probably did, right? Because you're very educated.
Wait, what?
Blue flames in index chemistry. They are hotter than red flames.
Yes, of course. I know what.
Yeah.
It also depends on what you are burning. Talking about burning, Caribbean could be in trouble and could be burned alive by Arcani with that Shyvana pick. Let's go.
That's the first kill for the Shyvana. And that's also very nice to really get this Gangplank down at least once before he just eventually outscales the Cyan here. He's down 2 waves now. But now Mela wants to get at least 1 consolation prize. The Cyan is not that high on mana.
He wants to find something. The turret shall help, and Miller will find the kill with a beautiful deadly stinger.
Yeah. Return kill at least, and there's a well engage.
And meanwhile, bot lane, the action doesn't stop. The rel engage, finding a kill. Mellow with a 0-0 scoreline, sure, but his support is bleeding out, man. And now Mellow, will there be a dive? We are trying it, that's for sure. Mellow survives though, but Kaiser doesn't.
No mana.
Yeah. Nah, okay, yeah, but yeah, still finding the kill.
Yeah, didn't even use barrier or flash, but there's another skirmish.
Yep, skirmishes don't stop at the spiraling despair. Arcani explodes flash forward from Yana Bolika, and it will be no regrets. Because, well, that flash wasn't worth it.
Will Mela die to this Void Grubs? That's what I wonder now. But he's a Skarner, he will probably be fine, right? Caribbean's in trouble. Can he get out there with the movement speed?
That's a good question. No, knock-up connects, and that means nope.
Yeah, but still 2 grubs for Mela here. But is Mela's fine here? I think he is, because he dodged the Separate Fate. They just walk through walls, why not?
Remember when Kane was known to do that?
Yeah, but he still is.
Yeah, but now Skarner exists.
Yeah, it's a unique selling point missing, right? So there's a lot of jealousy involved for the Kane players. I mean, who plays Kane? It's your 3rd champion, right?
Depends. I think my 3rd champion is actually Vi, but I have 1 tricked. No, I have 2 tricked Shadow Assassin, Kane, and Evelyn for a season. And, you know, this bot lane fight takes almost as long as a season. Kaiser finding a kill, but will get condemned into the wall. And there is a shutdown on Mellow.
Yeah, and 2 versus 4s are not that fair, as we see now. At least there was a Caribbean using his 2-shot barrage, cannon barrage to help out a little bit, but it wasn't enough. So 2-for-1 trade for the side of Happy Feet. But overall, I think they are not too happy in this game. Already down with more than 1000 gold. The Way is looking very strong at the Talia. We'll get a solo kill here. I hate you, brother. Performing. And the 3rd Void Crop, I think, is also taken just now by Mela. So those are going down. And Void Crops, while they are not that strong anymore after the nerfs, if a Gangplank ever gets to hit a turret, he has a lot of burn on them. With the Void Crops, with the Trial by Fire also playing, with the Triforce or Essence Reaver Spellblade procs. He hurts.
Oh, he certainly does. He certainly does. Well, well, well. 12 kills is more than 1 kill per minute so far, so I'm quite happy with that game.
Yeah. So this goes, I would say, but I wonder, like, if I just spoke garbage, or if Caribbean will actually outscale this matchup, as he's looking to struggle right now a lot.
Oh, he will definitely outscale. His question, when will it start? Meanwhile, Temper Fate on bot lane doing a lot. Caribbean getting knocked up here using the Citrus Berry. to get out of there. Arcani jumping in with the Dragon's Descent will hit another turret shot. Now the Scorpion is
Impact.
angry. Coming in here, will get condemned into the wall. That's the interaction I was talking about. And the Stinger will not sting at all because the ultimate missed.
Yeah, too much movement speed on the Bard there with the Shrine coming in clutch. As Chasing Ghost drops very low. And I love how Pokemon called you. You said the Sid was berry. What can it be, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It
Is
is
it
a
actually
citrus berry, right?
I mean, it's oranges.
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean,
citrus
oranges
berry.
are citrus. Yeah, true.
Obviously not, but you know,
Let's
we
just say that oranges are berries.
we have
and it's
Arcani in this game. Of course we can speak in Pokemon terms.
Yeah, it's deserved. I agree with that.
Oh, does Mellow deserve the kill though? I'm not too sure. The barrier will make it a certain one though.
Oh, there it does. There's too much damage on the Vayne. And the barrier too much damage reduction against the Kaiser, who otherwise would have maybe killed her with a plasma proc, but
What's this?
that could just be shielded.
Oh yeah, true, that's also new.
What, Dawn's bow?
Yes, I was like, wait.
Two new Dawn's items. Like T1's top laner was very busy. Had to craft some items in the meantime. Maybe that explains the slump and now regaining form now that the items are released. Ironically, I didn't see him build those items himself, but maybe selling them is more profitable for him.
I think you are uncovering some shady businesses here. Can Caribou survive that top lane onslaught though? Because Arcani is top lane once more. Intimidate, doing the magic as always. Anti-Jurgent, a Zipper, tanks the turret like it's no problem. Now meanwhile in bot lane there is a lot of action going on as well. And Melor will not get out of this one alive. Will Kaiser, aka Chasing Ghost, get out of this one alive? I'm not too sure because Mellow has a red buff and has the passive. You cannot outrun a Vayne. All you can do is try to fight back. And well, that did not work.
Not at all. They lost on both sides of the map. It's actually a disaster for Swiss Ghost that they just lose gangplank in the top lane. That installation is fine, right? But their crosshair play was diving after tier 2 turrets without a synced engage. It was just well Magnet Storm and Killer Instinct not lining up at all. Killer Instinct wasn't even used there, if I remember correctly. And yeah, that certainly wasn't it. They just get chased down one after another by the Vayne, who is now 7-1, like Germany was against Brazil 12 years ago.
I love the Cyan item build and I also love that it probably won't matter because it's Cyan.
There's also a Sunfire Cape, right? Garbage item. Even against AD matchups, you might still want to go Hollow Radiance. But Detergent Zipper disagrees with that notion, which is understandable, right? Armor still good against that top side you see here.
I love how we talk about Pokemon terms here, while Melor, the Scorpion, tries to get out of that one. Could be hard if Yanabolica is also joining the party, but so far looks safe. Oh, meanwhile, Mellow is in trouble, or is he? It is the 7-1 Vayne, all alone right now, but Bard is on the way. Mellow trying to run away, and that's the one thing that Vayne is not really too good at. Melor running through the wall with the Ixtal impact here, but yeah, the cavalry is here! High like the sky, and Kaiser, aka Chasing Ghost, will meet their demise because Frigo and Arcani save Mellow.
That he will, and Melo survives this one. Had to use his flash, but actually will he survive this one? He might get an execute. That could be huge, because he would give a huge shutdown, I would assume. That's the execute.
Yep. Oh, what's happening there? Skarner looking for something. And he will not really find anything, at least so far. Now the Singer hitting something. The Tempered Fate hitting 3. And now the Teleport also coming in on the bot lane. It is Wade joining the party. Melor and High Like Sky, you know, they have the support here. And Kaiser also joining. We have the Chemtech map. That means the plants will throw you away, basically the entire screen. And that is what I feel like saved Frigo here.
And also Arcadi, but he covered so much distance, right? The Magical Journey, then the Flash, then the Blast Plant, and he was like 2 screens away in like the span of 3 seconds. Very impressive by him. And also by the Chemtech map, of course. In the top lane, I really wonder if this matchup will shift soon, because so far it doesn't really look like it. The Gangplank now with level 11 might start to do something. Level 13 is an important Gangplank level, right? Because he gets the 5 skill points into the barrels. which reduce the timing of it and make it hard for the enemy to react to it.
Barrel!
But it is 2 dragons against 1,700 gold, so to say. But this Vayne looks scarier and scarier, so I'm not too sure if she can be dealt with. And so far, it doesn't seem to be the case.
Well, no, the obvious answer is no. There's a reason why Vayne needs a like super ultimate legendary demon hunter skin right now, you know, that we see in the client. Because
I think
Vayne
that's so fitting, like thematically for Vayne players, but because they always have demons in their head.
yeah. They are fighting demons non-stop because everybody is out for their asses, you know, and then they go invisible and tumble around and condemn everybody around them.
It's like a demon telling the player, yes, go in 1v5 with ult. Do it. You're invisible. You're unstoppable. You can do it.
No, but my body is telling me Caribbe's dead.
Yeah, that's the 4th time the pirate goes down. But Gangplank is kind of fine with this, right? Because Gangplank has already been dead in the lore and then revived, so Bidus will revive another time, right?
True.
So far, definitely struggling for him. But it's similar to the Jace game, I would say, because while he is 0 and a lot of deaths, he still deals damage. So as long as he hits like one important barrel on towards Melo, he could just carry the game.
Wait. Frigo is also dealing damage to Killer Instinct with a big shield though. Guys are jumping in there in the 1v1, spiraling this bear, also doing a lot, and Yanabolica will not survive another day. Really good teleporter from Detergent Zipper, but is it good enough? Karibi also joining the fray now, and Frigo will fall. The dragon is here. And Detergent Zipper, yes, he's super tanky. Arcani also up, but Arcani does not have Dragon's Descent. Detergent Zipper will be hunted down. Now there's the barrel for some armor penetration damage. And finally the Scion will die. That took forever. But still, a kill is a kill. Mellar will die to Detergent though. And that is a little bit terrible.
It is, but the overall sequence is still great for Swiss Ghosts, of course, right? They just get kill after kill. Melo on the Vayne, getting caught in the red buff area, and that's like the problem with Vayne, right? The Vayne is very fat in this game, but can she really teamfight here? Because she's still close range, she's single target only, and she has to play against Well, Hui, Skarner, Gangplank barrels. Doesn't sound too easy for me. I mean, this Drake will probably go away because Mela died, but the gold just equalized and more for Swiss Ghosts, so I think to just buy time for the scaling of the champions, that was still a decent sequence.
Yeah, certainly. I'm just looking over the items right now, and I have a few questions. Like, for example, why the hell is Yanabolica on 1 item while Wei is on 2 full items? That scares me a little bit now that I saw how the fight looks.
Talia doesn't really do much, right? It's just an old Earth bot, basically, and the Weaver's Wall maybe for utility. Yeah, being down 40 CS and 4 kills definitely hurts in the long run, as we see here. And Ray already, like, even if he would be even against the Talia, would be a better presence in the direct 5v5 as Talia has a lot of power budget in this ultimate that she can use. And she's basically just 1 rotation and then she's out of the fight, right? The Ray is a lot better in the DPS department because he just has literally so many abilities, right? It's potentially 9 abilities he can use.
What is happening there on bot lane? We were talking about the matchup, and yeah, cool thing, Yanabolica, you got the shield from the Seraphs, but your brother has a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely so. That's a solo kill. Also 10 Dark Seal stacks on the way. He could actually go Mages this game if he feels safe enough to do so. Might be also ill-fated because he has to play against Shyvana Vayne, who can potentially just all-in him and kill him some way to get the Mages down. So he might just not go for it. And Karibi starts the power spike, right? He's level 13 now. He probably has the Lord Dominic's as soon as he recalls in shops. So then the Sign will not have as much fun in this matchup as he had all the time for now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at a certain point, Karibi has to outscale Sign, right? The time has to come. I don't know when it comes. You don't need to outscale if you can just bring the guy that eats brothers. Karibi, come on, don't go down here. You have 3 members with you now. You know, yeah, good Flea. Very good fear here.
Yeah, very important there. Not just like Mela earlier, who just died to the turret and the Sign passive and then gave away the wake. I think if Mela doesn't die in that sequence earlier, it's just soul point for Swiss Ghost and maybe lights out. But now, it might just be Louds out regardless, right? Because Viscos have taken over control of this game, getting this top lane turret as well. Now almost 3000 gold ahead, and the Gangplank not quite on Dominic's regards, which surprises me a little bit. But still, more item competence coming in. Level 14 now for him. All good stuff for him. He should also probably have like his first 2 ultimate upgrades very soon. Oh, he's at 1.5. And what did he upgrade? Can we check what he upgraded without looking at the gameplay? Just see from the overlay. I think we can't.
We cannot
That's what he can upgrade. The Gangplank ult upgrades. Like Death's Daughter and like Waste Morale and how they're called. Fire at Will. We didn't see what he picked for the first upgrade.
Yeah, I don't think we know that. But
I think it was Fire at Will. Just more cannons. Literally says as much when you upgrade it.
Oh man, Quincy, who is going to win this one? Because it's 14-14 right now, and even though it really looks good for our blue team here, which is Swiss Ghosts, I'm not too sure yet, because the Vayne still looks scary. And I think if Mello decides to go tank after the third item, he could become very, very scary.
I think Swiss Ghosts has this because I'm a Gangplank lover and a Talia and Vayne hater, so just have to win, right? The Talia is kind of useless this game, and the Vayne, while being fed, as I mentioned earlier, it's just so hard to teamfight this. But the Kai'Sa isn't bad either, but she's also on 3 items. And Kai'Sa to me is just the better Vayne in most cases. That's why she's a much more common competitive pick. Vayne, ironically enough, just now finding more impact in the top lane. She's very strong with the role quest changes there. But I think Gangplank, now that he has scaled up to 2 items and level 14, I think he should just start to win the side lane and make it even easier for Swiss Ghosts to play.
Yeah, that is a good point. In theory, Gangplank should start bullying the Sion. But will it also be reality? Well, we will see in a few moments if the autocam decides to bring us there. Or, well, maybe I will even have to do it myself. But yeah. Sion
also,
moving in here.
Will actually team fight or if he just will side lane?
Well, Sion running in here. He is CC immune. Beautiful engage here. The
nice
fleeing though on Arcani, and Arcani will just go down now. Caribou is here. He wants to join the team fight. Barrels will not connect quite yet, but you don't have a jungler anymore on Happy Feet's side, so contesting this one, I don't know if you even want to, because you probably will not get the dragon, so might as well run away and, well, sadly have to give the third one, but hey, it is not sold yet.
It's not sold yet, but it's sold point. And, well, what can I say? Shyvana just now going in very deep. Nice fear, actually. 3-man fear. I think Swiss Ghosts should have been cooked there, but the follow-up wasn't really there by the side of Team Happy Feet. The Feet not looking too happy there. And they could just kite it out, get the jungler, and they are also trying to go for the spell. This might be a bit much.
Could be greedy, could be a turning point, but, you know, either way, if they get it, that is great. If they can also get a fight out of it, that's also great. Nash is at 3k, though Arcani is not here. They will get the Nasher. I like the Sky has to flash out. Meanwhile, I80 Rudder will flashing and Kaiser trying to do the Vayne, basically jumping in there, flashing back out, and we will find the suppress. We will find the kills. Detergent Zipper will also find a certain death, because the minions there with the Nash buff shot him right in the back. And well, Quincy, I think this one looks kinda one-sided now.
It kinda does, right? Because the Vayne cannot really teamfight, but he's a good mechanical player, but it's still not enough. There's just so much the Vayne has to respect it, and if she doesn't respect it, the Scala will impale her, the Gangplank Barrel will just shoot half her face off, the Quay also very good at zone controlling, and the Kai'Sa is also far from weak in this game. So it's not looking too easy for Melo to really carry this game. Another strong point would be Akali, but also Akali in teamfights, is he more useful than the Scala? I have my doubts about that, and Caribbean side then just took over now. Level 16 Gangplank, 3rd rank in the ultimate now, probably also the 2nd upgrade, which would be the Death's Daughter, I would assume. Yeah, if he's base, he can upgrade the ultimate again. And the Baron also doing its work there. I thought the Baron would maybe be a bit too much, but it really wasn't. Akani was still dead. The Baron could be finished by the side of Swiss Ghosts, and they also still won the fight after tanking the Baron.
Yes, so just a commanding lead at this point. Kaiser getting stunned there on screen, and we will try to find something. Kaiser has an arm guard though, will use
Nice
it to
barrel.
get some time. And yeah, that barrel was juicy, and that's the thing with Shyvana. Once you are in, you are in. That means your entire team has to commit, and I don't know if this one is the right decision, because Arcani and Zipper are all alone. Now, yeah, the Vayne will not really do too much, getting suppressed.
Nice try, Vayne.
Once more by Melor here, by the deadly Stinger. Is this game? I think it is.
I think it is, yeah. No wave clear aside from the Bard and the Bard. Just walking slowly towards the base. Doesn't even recall because he's afraid of it being interrupted, or maybe he isn't. But even if he just is there full HP, there's a lot of push coming out by the side of this ghost. But they probably aren't finishing because Frey is not going mid lane. I think they just take one inhibitor and then back off and play it slowly. I mean, they can, right? Why risk a lot here in this game? Death time also now 10 seconds on middle. I think it's a correct call to not go for the end there. And just take the inhibitor, take top lane, inner turret, get all of the gold, get map control, and prepare for a soul fight. Because the Vayne just needs one good fight, right? But as long as Swiss Ghost doesn't turn their monitors off, I think she doesn't get that one fight.
Or they start lagging, or have a disconnect, you know, that could also work.
I think if Swiss Ghosts are lagging, the Vayne still can't team fight. Because, I mean, the gameplay can still press ult. And the Way still can randomly throw a skill shot in one direction. And the Scala can still get into the Vayne's face, and so can the Well. And it's just too much.
The
Like,
thing
they can
is,
play on 200 ping and it's enough.
I still think that Skarner W is one of the most impactful abilities in the game. Because of its
Gangplank, by the
slow
way.
cooldown. Yeah. No, I don't even have to comment that. Do I? Do I have to comment that?
Yes. No, don't. No, just don't. They try to get him towards the Gangplank, and yeah, he still has a Citrus Berry, right? Very strong. Get like 25% missing HP. No, it's actually total HP. Pokemon.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's missing HP on the actual League of Legends champion, which I should be talking about, but I don't feel like doing that.
You know, this could also be a win con if we have a weird turn-based game, you know, with some counters and resistances and stuff. But yeah,
Gangplank still wins those.
yeah, that is true. Nah, you know, it's one of those moments where I'm like, I would like to hype this entire thing more, but we have a late game Gangplank. We have a Dragon Soul that cannot be contested. We have an inhibitor down. Of course, miracles can happen, but yeah, probably not.
Yeah, very hard to do so. They also need to face check into the dragon area if they want to contest the soul. And I think face checking in towards Gangplank barrels sounds like a very bad idea. So it's like a damned if you do, then if you don't situation. And I think Akane just hit a bad spot this game, right? He has to play the Shyvana, which is fine in the isolated jungle matchup, of course, with the outpacing of the Skarner in the farm department. But is she really as useful in team fights? I think she really isn't. It's not easy to play against like, the Quay. Yeah.
I mean, they have different roles at this point, and
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's me again, probably hating on mostly pure damage champions, but you know, Shyvana, yeah, she needs to be ahead, or at least even,
Oh,
and
Caribbean.
if you're not...
Like, this is
Jesus
such an
Christ.
our moment. He walks up 1v3 and they have to run away screaming and even Frigo flashing away. That's how strong the pirate is right now.
Okay, talking about strong champions, so when talking about Arcani, will we find a kill here onto Kaiser? Yep. Chasing Ghost maybe a little bit too greedy here.
Maybe. I mean, maybe the Kaiser shouldn't split push when the rest of the team isn't ready to punish it on the other side of the map. But maybe that's just me. But on the other note, I kind of get it. I'm a top lane main, but I do this all the time on Yorick, right? So I can't really fault chasing Ghost too much there. Maybe I should because I'm a color caster. But the damage is still done, literally. It's Cam Soul, Force with Ghost, and it's now even harder to really kill someone in one rotation. The Gangplank probably has enough time, even while he gets chunked low, to press remove Scurvy. And then he gets a damage reduction from Cam Soul as well. Gets increased damage even when he's below 50% HP. So you maybe not even want to do that. As Gangplank barrels now, when he's in Cam Soul, bonus damage zone, they should definitely hit like a truck. And even if he's not in the Chem Tech damage increase zone, they still hit like a truck.
Yeah, they just deal a ton of damage, that is for sure. And he doesn't even have Triforce, right? He wants damage heavier items. Think about it.
Yeah, he has Spellblade and DPS items, so he deals a lot of damage in burst, a lot of DPS, and he's still, because he's Gangplank with like decent base HP, a lot tankier than AD carry still would be. because of remove Scurvy and the base stats.
I mean, especially with
Also, this
Soul
game,
as well.
he will scale to level 20 potentially, right? So late game Gangplank is probably even stronger than it has ever been before.
That could be true. Tempered Fate getting thrown in there. Now, can we find a final Hail Mary? Turchin Zipper jumping in there. Caribe flashing out, getting an early flash. That is good. Nasher going down, getting into the pocket from our blue side. Swiss Ghosts. Now, Melor not really finding anything. So far, Melo did go down. Yanabolika still alive. Arcani not so much. And now it's only Yanabolika and Detergent Zipper running away. And I have bad news. Even if one of those would survive, they could never defend the base. But screw that thought. I like the idea here from Detergent trying to kill the minion, but look at it. There is one little minion left, and that is all we need because Melor will just tank the turret, easy peasy. The inhibitor will also respawn just on time. And Quincy, that has to be game.
That has to be game for sure. It's like actual scaling beating the fake scaling of the Infinity, of the Sign, and the so good late game champion Vayne that couldn't team fight for shit this game. Very well played by Swiss Ghosts after that Drake sequence where they got one kill after another. Before it wasn't so clean, but definitely just Caribe taking some time to scale into the game. But once he did, the Gangplank definitely delivered.
Demacia.
Bilgewater.
No, Demacia, look. There's a big Demacia.
Yeah, that's
screen.
Demacia. But, well, it's from Noxus though, and Gangplank is definitely Bilgewater. Like, he's Bilgewater personified, so we need to highlight all the regions, right? Where's Kaiser from? Ikafia, right? It's
Yes.
like the Void.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she was
Skala
stuck
is
there.
Shuriman, actually. Or is he not?
No, he's from
Skala must
Ixtal.
be Ishtal is its own thing.
Yes.
Isn't it like a part of Shuriba, kind of? Like Pillover and Zorn, or?
Yeah, next you say Berlin and Spandau
Spandau.
is the same. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can trigger a lot of people with that.
Well, guys, what an evening it has been. What an evening it has been. Jesus Christ. What a game. Our first 3-game series we have seen. And that is the regular split done. That means since My Insanity went 2-0 today, THF and Swiss Ghosts should both be safe in the playoffs, and My Insanity should be safe in the playoffs as well.
Is that true? Because EG Swiss can still like catch up, no? Oh, I'm actually bullshitting. They are 3-3. They aren't as good as I always thought they were. So, did we just confirm that the game, while being such a banger, didn't really matter?
It's
That
like
is-
voting, you know? It's like voting.
It's all, the thing is, the journey is the real success we got on the ways, right?
Yeah, the Bard E is the real friends along
The magical
we made
journey.
along the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah. That's
Yeah.
it.
It was a magical series for sure. That's what we can agree on. And
Yes.
can we ever say a series didn't matter if it was a good series to watch and enjoy? You can't really say that, right? I mean, the series kind of felt like a finals.
But wait, is... Okay, that's not a troll. Absolute Frost Dawn is 6-0 or what? Yes, they are.
They are. They are.
They actually are. Absolute Frost won against Swiss Ghosts. They won against My Insanity. They won against EG Swiss. They won against Unicorn. They won against some of the best seeded teams. So that is crazy, actually. They are the only unbeaten team. And then we have My Insanity in second place, Swiss Ghosts in first place, and Team Happy Feet in fourth place. That means those 4 teams should advance into stage 2, the double elimination bracket. Oh man. What?
And as we have seen in the chat by Carneros, right, it matters for seeding. Because
Yes.
this would net Swiss Ghosts the better seeding for the playoffs and Team Happy Feet with the worst seeding. I mean, they would have to play Absolute Force to win 6-0 in the first series, and if there's no upset happening, they should probably fall to the lower bracket, right? I mean, that's definitely not something you want. Or you definitely don't want to start the offline tournament by facing the strongest enemy team.
Exactly. Usually it is basically position 1 against position 4, and that will be the same here. So it will be Absolute Frost playing against Team Happy Feet if nothing changes, you know, and if Swiss Ghosts... Yeah, but basically, you know, every game mattered in a sense that, you know, It could be. Wait, do we need a tiebreak? No, we have a direct. Direkte Begegnung, so it shouldn't really matter. Whew. What a season
It
it has
shouldn't matter
been.
either way because we have 6-5-4-3 in the win department, right? For the teams.
What? Oh yeah, true.
I mean, on another note, Team Happy Feet should be tied with Larry Bird Gang and EG Swiss, right? They are all 3-3. Is Team Happy Feet actually ahead of us?
Wait. Oh yeah. Oh, that could be interesting.
I mean, maybe there have been head-to-heads between those teams. We need to check for sure. Happy Feet, Larry Bird Gang, EG Swiss. Those 3 teams. Happy Feet, will they play?
While we're talking about it, why don't we get the amazing Miller in here, to have one of the players join us, and I think that is what I will be doing right now. Moin Miller, wie geht's?
Gut, du brauchst eine Kamera, warte mal. Also bringst du nicht rein.
Wer du willst. Up to you, my friends. Yo,
Hallo.
Jo.
congratulations to this banger series. I don't even care who won, man. The viewers were the real winners because
Yeah.
we were entertained. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. I guess so, yeah. I was kind of shaking the first game, but it's fine.
I think you did all right. I mean, I always tell this to Crincy, champions that don't have a gap closer and just have to run down the enemies, they just suck to play, man. They're just not it, right?
Yeah, I guess I like to play it in solo queue against Xin, and I thought with an enchanter it should be fine. It looked fine, but I think I kind of trolled early game where I didn't drink enough Zielwasser to hit the Q on the top laner. And Third Drake, I think, was also horrible.
But hey, you brought it back. How was the what do you call it, the atmosphere in the team, after the first game? Were you like, yeah, no problem, we got this, that's what best of threes are for? Or
yeah, like
were you
our
worried?
top laner was really like apologetic, I think, to phrase it. But like it's fine, bad games happen, and we are playing with a stand-in, right? So yeah, I always say like we still have to win 2 games, so nothing changed compared to the first game, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, so-
In the last game, have you been worried about the Vayne maybe taking over, or were you not worried about it as you could really lock her down in teamfights later on?
Well, when I heard she's godlike, I was kind of scared, and then was the play there just above our red buff, where she randomly took the Bard portal right into me. Good thing is that I actually had E on cooldown, and I didn't want to flash over to help my Kai'Sa with the Bard because I thought like flashing for a Bard is useless. Good thing I eat the camp before, otherwise maybe that play wouldn't happen like that. But yeah, was pretty lucky that she just Bard portaled into me. I pinned her to the wall, ulted her, and she was dead. So I think like that way, it was it felt like we won from there because like Wei was super fat, so she has a problem fighting into us, and with stuff like that happening, I thought it should be doable for us because I think we got Drake or something like that after that. Yeah.
You got like 3 in a row, and then you had like one fight where you got all the kills, but I think then you died to turret and side path, so you actually dropped 1 break, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, exactly.
It was still a good
word.
fight, so it was probably not that much of a worry, I would assume.
Yeah, like I
one
was
more
worried
question.
that Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, you finish your answer.
I was worried that I actually trolled there, but our support just said like, yeah, it's Chemtech Soul. I don't want that anyway. So that was fine for me.
Yeah. Chemtech Drake is ugly anyway, right?
Yeah.
But I gotta say, like the Chemtech Soul on Gangplank sounds very nasty, no?
I think
Like, it's
it sounds good for our whole team in this fight. Like tenacity and shield power for me is great to play against Wayne, and like not getting like they have no reset, so the soul itself isn't that nice, right? But other than that, I like when I played tanks, I like Chemtech Drakes.
Have you been worried that like with Scala E, like going over Talia walks, that it could be a problem, or is this not something that you really worried about.
No, it's just pretty annoying when you Skarner E and you get Bard stunned into Vayne E. I think that's the sad
Ah.
part in this matchup. Like,
Nope.
Talia wasn't really a factor this game. Like, so it was fine.
Yeah, she kind of struggled against the Way either way. So
Yeah, I think it was really rough for her to play after Wei gets like 3 kills, right?
yes.
So yeah, I guess she's not to blame there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, taking a step back, do you want to talk us through the entire journey a little bit, in a few short sentences? How was the Alpine League beta season experience for you?
Well, other than like tournament side being a dumpster fire, it was actually pretty nice. Like, admins respond on game day so fast, it's crazy. I don't know what they are doing. Like, they are sitting in this chats whole day. So props to them. Also, I think what I saw from the cast was also nice. So I enjoyed it. Personally, I don't really like Monday as a set match day, I guess, but that's just my personal preference. Sunday would be better, but other than that, it was a great experience. I really liked that we have like the set rule of 5 Swiss players, right? So there are some interesting rosters, and you see people maybe in better teams that usually would get subbed out by imports in the last few years in tournaments. That's actually pretty hype. It's kind of sad that we don't have so much Romandie teams, but it's good that the best team right now with the best standing is actually a Romandie team. So we might get a Röstigraben final.
Röstigraben. Trincy, you know what that means?
No.
Miller, feel free to explain.
Or would I?
Well, you know what Rösti is? Like the dish, the Swiss dish?
Rösti?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and like between the French-speaking part and the German-speaking part, there is a Röstigraben. So like we get our whole country gets divided by that meal.
It's like the country border.
Exactly,
okay.
like a country border. Pretty much, it's a country border inside the border, a language border.
Made out of Rösti.
Thanks for explaining.
Like we both learn each other's language, but we just speak English together. So yeah.
Yeah, it helps a lot. The cultural exchange is very important to me as a caster.
We both learn, like we learn French, they learn German, but after that we're like, just let's talk English because we're both shit at each other's language.
That's classic.
That we are for sure.
No. But it's really nice. Like I'm looking forward to playoffs. I like that it's double elim. So like I think we have to face my Insanity. We had a rough
you should.
series against them last week. Yeah. I think they get just side selection. That's the difference, right? Because they're second. It should be the only thing that changes.
Very likely.
Yes, should be.
Yeah. Other than that,
that is a banger matchup, right? That was also the one that Joser trash talked a bit in the interview. When they said in the calibration days we didn't play for real anyways. We were just.
Yeah, we didn't play for real last week, so yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. 1-1 score in not playing for real, and now. Well, it will matter in the double elim stage. It is. What is it? Like 2 weeks from now on, basically.
I think 2 weeks, like Saturday and Sunday. I think 2 days, like on the 23rd or on 24th. I think.
So, what will your team's preparation look like?
We actually planned on scrimming. Like, we didn't really have the time during the whole Alpine League regular season. But, like, maybe next week, 1 or 2 sets of scrims. Because, like, we haven't really played a match day with our main lineup in, like, 4 weeks. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, and like we had 6 weeks, like I think the first 2 or 3 match days. Like the first match day was a death win for us, and then we played 2 weeks and against Absolute Frost, Mansanti, and now we had already at least 1 standing. Like Absolute Frost was 2 standing, 2 subs and 1 standing. So yeah, it was also on stream, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
Now, kind of hype, looking forward to actually play with the normal roster when something is at stakes.
Definitely, yeah. How would you rank the top 4 teams right now, by the way, with Absolute Frost, with My Insanity, you guys, and Team Happy Feet?
I think the standing shows it. I think Absolute Frost is kind of special because they have a really, really, really talented AD carry. Like he is mechanically really good, but like some things I saw from him is like maybe they are too cocky a bit, their bot lane. So maybe there's something you can do with that. But other than that, they look pretty strong. My Insanity is kind of like just a better version of us right now, I think. And
Okay.
Team Happy Feet, yeah, they are. I think that they also have a good AD carry. They have a good team as well. I think if they find some more good picks for Akani, they can actually do really well as well. Like his Xin was really good, but he kind of fell behind with Jarvan and Shyvana pretty early. I think if he finds 1 or 2 champs more to actually play a best of 3 with confidence, I think they also can threaten Absolute Frost in the best of 3 when they know how to handle Tyrone.
So, TLDR, everyone can win.
I think so, yeah. I think that, yeah, basically.
Well,
So you just call
like-
your own team the worst team of the 4, or
No. Like I don't really like to glaze my team when we lost against Absolute Frost and My Insanity. I think we can beat both of them for sure. But it's kind of hard to find words how to describe us against them because we haven't played them in regular season, right? I can't say like my bot lane is better with confidence because I actually don't know how my bot lane performs against them. Yeah, it's kind of weird when you play with that many substitutes stand-ins, right? To actually get a feel of your team. Like when we scrimmed, we always had our normal roster, and that went pretty good, even against better enemies. But I think every team can win. We can win, like if we control Absolute Frost spot lane, and if we get I think it's all. It feels like a lot is through bot lane. Like the whole Alpine League is really bot lane focused.
The good old Swiss
I can't
problem.
remember a top laner actually carrying a game that I lost here.
Kyle
that he
just
carries.
now.
Yeah, of course, but he is in my team, right? So
Yeah.
from the
So
games that I lost.
You only want to glaze your team after you won the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
That makes sense.
Understandable.
Because when I glaze now and I already lost against Absolute Frost and My Insanity, and if Twitter still would be a thing, I would get trash talked for a whole month, right? Like
in
I
German,
know
we
both
say
teams are pretty
Fallhöhe.
shit, but I can't say that out public, right?
Fallhöhe.
Perfect. Yeah, the bigger they
sense.
are, the harder they fall, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if I David against Goliath, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I tried to set me up as David because the last few years back I was really really shooting shots at anybody in a tournament, right? But now I got older, right? And now I just try to be David.
Okay.
That's just like me when I go to Magic the Gathering events. I take my Riftbound mat, and when I lose, I'm like, yeah, I'm a Riftbound player anyways. And then to the Riftbound events, I take the Magic mat, and when I lose there, I'm like, yeah, I'm a Magic player anyways. It's not my main game.
Yeah, exactly. I think I will maybe start to play Dota 2, right? So I can justify
Yeah, exactly.
me losing. Yeah.
I actually also do that. I always wear League merch when I go to play chess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
perfect.
Just look like an underdog.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yo,
It
Mailer,
will be fun. It will be fun.
thank you so much for the interview. I want to give you one more opportunity to say whatever you want to those guys still left in chat. And I think then it should be a wrap for today.
Siosa, Ara Mayhem.
That's all we had to say. Guys,
Yeah.
in that regard, Crincy, thank you so much for co-casting. Everybody in the background, the admin work.
Big shout out for all your work, guys. Thank you for being here.
Big shout outs to everybody making this thing possible. Have a good one, and we will see each other on the weekend in 2 weeks for the playoffs. You heard it here. Bye bye.